because we are already here. Big shout out to everyone watching this Jrod on point. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. You are listening to Jrod on Point podcast, episode number 4. Big shout out to Amy Conway. Big shout out to Sir Equinox. Big shout out to Karmic Retribution. Thank you for being here. Very so much appreciate it. All right. We are here about to listen to today's title. Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case. Lana, Oriani, and Embree shit show watch party. We are about to see two blind persons guiding each other. It don't matter if his documents out there telling you that Jack D and his boys did it. We still have Lana, Oriani, and Embree that don't want to accept the truth. Meanwhile, the whole true crime community besides them too. I repeat, the whole true crime community, except them too, are already talking about how guilty Jack DeCole and his boys in the University of Idaho and Moscow PD, how shady these people are looking. We have content creators that were guilters talking about Jack DeCole. Huh? Is it me? Happy 2026. This is how we're going to close it. I'm about to be live tonight, midnight. Actually, tonight, 11 p.m. We're going to be live. The kids want to say hi. So you know what I'm saying? I'm going to turn on the camera on the big channel. Hopefully, I have everyone on the big channel today celebrating the New Year's Eve with us. That'll be very so much appreciated. But I'm waiting for this one. I want to hear what Lana, Oriani, and Embree got to say, because I know this is going to be a shit show. Ain't no one in this show is going to talk about Jack DeCole. Ain't no one in this show going to talk about the suspect number 1, Jack DeCole. That's what I want to say. Suspect number 1, Jack DeCole. Suspect number 2, Dylan Mortensen. I repeat, suspect number 2, Dylan Mortensen. Suspect number 3, Bethany Funk. Huh? Should I repeat myself? How's everybody doing in the chat today? Huh? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about suspect number 1, Jack DeCole? Can we talk about suspect number 2, Dylan Mortensen? Huh? Can we all together talk about Bethany Funk as suspect number 3? Huh? Can we talk about that? Can we hear Lana Oriani finally, after so many documents telling her that everything that she was talking about was bullshit? After documents drop, not even Embree can come to the true crime community and say, yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up in the very beginning. Huh? That's what Embree should say, right, Amy? Huh? Because the first thing that Embree thought that Bryan Kohberger was guilty. That told me right there and then that he's not paying attention to the case. He was just going for the clicks and likes. And was popular. What was popular? Because he's not popular no more. All that bullshit fell off. It crumbles on them. It did. And I told you 2022. I've been telling you since 2022. I told Moscow PD 2 weeks into it what the fuck was going on. So how you get, let's talk about that for a second. How you get a tip? We have first and last name that's the whole reason why I did it on purpose. How you get a tip? We have first and last name, address, phone number, email. I asked them they want it. If they want it, my social security number, they say no, it's not needed. We got enough. We already know who you are. Huh? I give him my YouTube channel. I give him all my socials. They couldn't find me if they wanted to. But I told Moscow PD, first and last name, Jack DeCool. I did that purposely to force them to investigate. Because if you already knew they didn't investigate, now y'all talking about, now about to be 2026. We about to talk about how y'all didn't investigate this case. We got Lana. Let's see what we got here. Let's listen to the shit show.
So why wait? Let's do it.
We're already live.
We're already live.
Yeah, I don't even have the Pavarottis on, so nobody can make fun of me.
I think this is the first time, no shades.
No. I've got these things on so I can actually see. I can't really see much with the shades, so it's all talking.
Yeah, well, he don't have the shades because he ain't high.
Transparency. I'm so glad that you can join me today. This is great.
He only make videos when he's high.
If I ever did a live, it would be with you, Lana, because I really respect your work. You work really, really hard, and there's no doubt about that.
I bet y'all both respect y'all bullshit.
I said the same thing. If I can get him to do a live, he's gonna do it over here. You know, because you always do your pre-records, which
yeah, because both of y'all fucking stupid.
By the way, you dropped some really good pre-records yesterday, and then you dropped another one this morning, right?
Yep.
Well, here I got a question for you. How much time does it go into? Because I want people to know, to make a pre-record, a lot of time goes into the editing. You got to put everything together. I've made a handful of them. How much time do you think it takes you to make a video?
Well, it takes probably 3-4.
All right. If Lana don't know how to make a video, if Lana at this point, what a fucking stupid question, Lana. If you don't know how to make a fucking video,
4 or 5 hours to research everything and clip the receipts, but probably 30 minutes to make the videos. Depends on how much talking I do in between.
Right. So
I've done so many of them. The edits are I can do them with my eyes closed in 2 seconds.
Right. Oh, so the editing part is for you easier because it's just like, hey, I gotta spend the time to research it, gather the material, and then organize it, and then put it all into the clip.
That's it. Because I know if I say one word wrong or if I get one thing wrong, then I'm going to get hammered probably worse than anybody out there. So.
Well, so you started doing videos. You started your channel when?
Been a couple years.
For the Idaho 4 case, though, right?
Oh yeah, I'd never even seen YouTube before the Idaho 4 case.
Right. No so, what did you think about it when you came to YouTube and you're like, "Oh man, what am I?"
That's how you know. That's how you know that you are a plan. That's how you know. That's how we all know as a true crime community that you paparazzi, you are a plant. You was nowhere to be found in YouTube. You was a nobody. You get the call to go to YouTube and bring your fucking bullshit, and you come here to talk your stupid shit. Are you serious? Lana, what the fuck you doing?
I didn't know what YouTube was. I know Miss Pive would watch YouTube like music videos, and I would never click on there. I don't understand it. So when this case happened, and I was like, I need to get an update on that thing because I was really hammering for them to catch somebody, for the 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I wanted the guys over in Tulsa to go up there and work the case because they're good.
Okay.
But then when they arrested Kohberger, I went, well, okay, they must have him. That seems strange. And then after a couple of...
So you see, you're getting exposed. Thank you, Lana. Thank you, Lana. You're getting exposed yourself. You didn't even give a fuck about this case until Bryan Kohberger got arrested, you fucking numbnuts. This is the type of shit that we get in YouTube true crime. People like paparazzi that it was nowhere to be found in this case. And then as soon as they catch someone, they tell them, oh, listen, come and help me. Come and help me with the narrative. And then they bring paparazzi with a whole bunch of bullshit.
A couple of months, I went, I need to go back and check back in. I said, this shit doesn't look right. And then I started watching True Crime Design, and Then I couldn't get any updates, so I popped it on YouTube, and I started hearing everybody.
True Crime Design. Famous channel bringing bullshit. Famous channel bringing the drug narrative and shit like that. Channels where were influenced by this legacy media. Thank you, Lana. Thank you for exposing paparazzi to the true crime community. Thank you.
Talk, and I went, I got something to say. Let me try this.
I love True Crime Design, by the way. She's great.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, I found her when I was doing my stuff with Delphi.
Of course you're gonna say that she's great because y'all own the same drug deal going wrong bullshit. Y'all don't have the balls to name the name Jack DeCole even though he was the first suspect. You don't have the balls to mention Dylan Mortensen even though she was the second suspect. Y'all don't have the balls to mention Bethany Funk even though she was the third suspect. Huh? Where's your conscience? What kind of content, true crime content creators are y'all when y'all can't even pay attention to simple details and investigate this shit so y'all motherfuckers could tell the people the right things so y'all don't be right now looking stupid.
So, so props to TCD, True Crime Design. Okay, so you started making the videos, obviously doing your own research. Kind of like we've done over here. So I bet work backwards in a way.
Okay.
Only because we had some major bombs drop here in the last, 24 hours.
No, you have not. Okay. Where's the name Jack DeCole?
And one of those big bombs that I know I've been talking about, like, how are you going to put that car from Washington in and explain that to the jury that the car that they're seeing in Washington is the car that they are going to be seeing here in Moscow? Like, how are you?
By the way, none of the vehicles that are on footage, none of the videos that are on footage are Bryan Kohberger. I repeat, none of the vehicles, the cars that were on footage in this case, none of those vehicles was Bryan Kohberger. Go to the testimonies of all witnesses and you can match the cars to all of them.
You going to do that with, you can't just poof, a car just shows up on Indian Hills at 3:26 a.m. You just can't do that. I mean, you can, but what the heck? So much so that they put in the probable cause that they did have the car and that they did have the phone. It was kind of, in concert, but everybody now knows that none of that was true.
Right.
They don't have the right car.
I don't think everybody knows that, but we know that. I don't think.
You know what, paparazzi? You don't know nothing. Shut up. You don't know nothing, bro. What you know? Where's the name Jack DeCole? You need to start talking about him. If none of y'all start talking about Jack DeCole at this day today, none of y'all are bringing no quality content.
Yeah, I don't think hardly any of the people out there that wouldn't want to believe it knows it. So,
well, that's true too. So I guess people that don't want to ask the questions.
Look at Lana brown nosing. Look at Lana brown nosing.
You have a car that has fog lights. You have a car that doesn't have fog lights.
And they knew it.
They knew
it. In that new report, it says that Hilly's the one that went and got all the footage from WSU from 2 to 6. So he got the footage. He looked at the cars. He knows the difference between a car with fog lamps and one without.
Well, I've always wondered how long did those videos all retain? Because if you're not going and getting those videos technically until Bryan Kohberger was arrested, that's past 30 days. So
and I have a problem with paparazzi coming to YouTube out of nowhere to say that Bryan Kohberger is guilty when this guy didn't have nothing to do with the true crime community, was not paying attention, and then you're gonna go and see something on TV saying that Bryan Kohberger is guilty, and that's what the fuck you're gonna put on your channel, you stupid motherfucker.
It was something like, why are you already preserving stuff over there before the 30 days if you're totally not even on that, wavelength? But if you look at the investigation, they clearly were working with Pullman, and they were working with Pullman way earlier.
Well, they should have preserved Wendy.com because it was all going to come down in the trial if they ever had one, I believe. that it was going to come down to the airport roadway, and that was going to be their fail-safe, and they didn't have Wendy.com to prove he didn't or did, and that was going to that's what they were going to imply, in my opinion.
Okay. In fact, so I want to pull that up actually, so people can know kind of what we're discussing here, which is I'm going to use their latest video.
I'm on my 10th cup of coffee, by the way. So
you are?
I bet he needed to get geeked up. I bet he needed to get geeked up, huh? First time live stream. Don't want to expose yourself, but you already did. You already did. Huh? You needed to be geeked up, huh? What happened, Pop? You can't be sober? You can't be sober?
Okay, it's the one that you did the... It's 104, right? Yeah, that's the one. Okay.
I think so.
I want to use this beginning part here. All right, so hang tight. I'm going to put us on over here and share the screen. Okay. So I want to go to a portion of the...
Look at Pop. Look at Jay and Bree. Pay attention to Jay and Bree lips. Pay attention to Jay and Bree lips. He geeking right now. He geeking.
Is where... All right.
Nevada Street and Stadium Way, like the MPD put in the...
So this was actually the rebuttal. So when you... So right here, this is the... well, this is on December 24th, 2022. But if you look over here, the report was written in 2023. But he's saying
if you go down to where that report ends, that's the old report. Then the new report starts with the rebuttal.
Correct. And so what I wanted to just tell people is that Hill was going to be testifying for the state if there was a trial. Okay. And he was going to be, it was really weird because it was like their big thing was they were going to use Hill more for a rebuttal but he's the only person that could testify to this path of travel.
Yep.
And he could be based off of Hitler's rulings. He was basically telling them what order to go in. Like, you're going to have.
All right, we're wasting our time with this live stream. I totally understand, but y'all know already very well, okay, that what they presented to Megan Marshall, it was a magic marker draw by the hands of Brett Payne. Why the fuck we talking about this? Why we're talking about this, Lana? Why you wasting your fucking time having this idiot up there?
He'll go first because he's an expert and he's allowed to opine and give his opinions on stuff. Like Payne couldn't do that. Maury couldn't do that. I mean, nobody that it has to come through an expert. So when the state would have presented Hill to talk about, hey, we have this car over here at WSU, how are they going to go ahead and say that the car from WSU, right, is the car that's in Indian Hills at 326? Is there any way possible that they could have done that?
Well, they would have had an onslaught with putting the wrong car in the probable cause affidavit to begin with, but then I believe their argument was going to be there is...
Okay, you see, wasting time talking this stupid shit when they know it was 92 white Helantras from the University of Idaho allowed to park in the parking lot of the University of Idaho, and none of these vehicles got investigated. Why the fuck, Lana? You fucking asking these stupid questions.
There isn't any cameras here, and we've got a car at Floyd Cannabis Shop because he actually wrote that in the rebuttal. First time I'd seen the FBI say anything about Floyd Cannabis Shop. So he gave two routes. One of them was impossible because it goes past the camera footage at Nevada Street and Stadium Way. We know there's not a vehicle there because we've all stared at it now for several hours. So the other way that he put two opinions, two routes he could have taken. The other one goes past the airport, the back way to Stadium Way, and that's what they were going to allege. And then Floyd's Cannabis Shop is where they were going to start it. How they get from Floyd Cannabis Shop to Indian Hills, I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I guess my question is for everybody out there is how are they going to be able to explain that they have all these cameras in Moscow and not one of them caught this car coming into town?
No, how they are going to explain that is 92 white helantras of students of the University of Idaho. Plus, I would like to say that probably a good 3% of those white helantras might be connected or friends with or hang out at that house, and they did not got investigated. While we are talking about this whole bunch of nonsense, when we're not asking the right questions. Why we're not asking the right questions, Lana?
Did we ever learn, though, that they actually had the footage that Ann Taylor was looking for on Main Street there in Moscow? Because there was Red Star Coffee, several businesses. We never heard that she was asking for it, but
yeah, that's what she was, she was trying to get. And I remember Payne acting like he had no idea what the hell she was talking about. Then Maury's like, I wasn't collecting the videos. Well, yeah, you were. They were actually, you weren't collecting them. People were bringing them to you. Mm-hmm. And then you were downloading them. Nope. You know what I mean? You're just lying. But so for my first question here, for me, if I'm on the jury and a lot is weighing on this car, because that's how how you found him, if you're not going to talk about the IGG, right? So
yeah, the first thing as a juror that you ask how many other white helantras were in Moscow, Idaho. Just think about that for a second. Fuck the University of Idaho. What about all the white helantras just in the vicinity of Moscow, Idaho? How in the heck you skip 92 white helantras from the University of Idaho allowed to park there without counting the vehicles from Moscow, Idaho by itself? How in the heck you get all the way to Pullman without investigating the most obvious white helantras that was the ones allowed to park in the University of Idaho and also in Moscow, Idaho itself, from possible residents of Moscow, Idaho? How in the heck you get to Pullman, huh? We already know that. But these two num-nums, they talking about what? Oh my God, this shit ridiculous. I knew this shit was about to be a shit show.
How am I on the jury gonna be like, oh yeah, this is totally this guy's car? Like, I don't think people realize how big that is.
It's huge. It's half the case. You had the car and you had the DNA. So
yeah. And so then I thought about it like this. I said, okay.
The problem is they did not have the car and they did not have no DNA. This is what they do. These two idiots don't want to talk about. They didn't have no Bryan Kohberger car. They did not have no fucking DNA of Bryan Kohberger. That's a fact. That's a fact. Bryan Kohberger DNA was in that trash can. They had to use his dad's. Not even Bryan Kohberger. What Bryan Kohberger's DNA was in that trash. They did not have Bryan Kohberger's DNA. They did not have a car. What these two are talking about? This is the two persons that have the true crime community the most confused. Because legacy media don't want the truth to come out.
If I'm Ann Taylor, you have to play kind of like strategy here with, you want certain things to come in only so you can just like crush it to show how it's a lie, right? But then like you could also go the route of, well, I can do emotion lemony to keep certain things out, but then you're not able to use that then to like crush the credibility of certain people.
Well, and that's where I think she played really good. Morning hours of holding things back, but then when the plea deal took place, all that strategy was now becomes the wrong strategy.
They didn't have no license plate readers. They didn't have no forensic reading from Bryan Kohberger's car that would tell him that he was in the area. None of that shit. They did not have nothing on Bryan Kohberger. What these people is talking about?
Strategy of the plea deal.
Okay.
You should have filed more motions and made better arguments.
I agree. The arguments weak, 1000%. And I think they were weak because I think she was timid about not showing all of her hand.
I do too.
She was not timid. Ann Taylor was not timid. It didn't matter what Ann Taylor would have said. It didn't matter what Ann Taylor would have said in court. It wouldn't matter what tips and tricks Ann Taylor would have used. It do not matter. It would have got cock blocked by the judges. Do you understand that, Lana? Do you understand that, Embree? There is nothing that Ann Taylor would have done. That was the only way to do so, to get out through the back door. Because it don't matter what they would have done. The judge was in favor of the prosecution, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, I believe she was holding it back for trial.
1000. I agree with that. Okay, so here for everybody with the timeline here. When Ashley Jennings is arguing, talking about a car can just turn around. And I'm over here like, Ashley, you have cameras. If the car just turned around and went one way and then made a U-turn and came back the other way, let's talk about this. It would be on the camera. So, like, I mean, how dumb do you expect these jurors to be? Because isn't that just such an easy argument for the defense to make? Like, Your Honor, we have cameras right here. If Ashley's talking about a car can just like turn around at any point, it's going to come back and then travel this way. We have the cameras here. Where's the car doing that?
Well, I don't know how they even cross it with the CSLI though, because his alternate route now, because he only gave two routes. He did 2 timed runs. One's impossible because it goes past the camera. The other way would have to go against any of their CSLI location data because it's going north and west. And they say he's going south and north and east. He's going south and west.
Okay. So then my next question is these timed routes from the point of they're saying, just so everybody knows, Hill went on the 24 in 2024. He decided 2 years later, mind you, hey, on July 17, 2024, I'm going to go out to Pullman and I'm going to go park my car at Bryan Kohberger's address. And I'm going to take a stopwatch, take my car, put it in cruise control, and I'm going to drive 2 routes because I'm going to do a timed run of how long it will take me to get from Bryan Kohberger's. And I'm
by the way, for those that are here watching, they just got here, you are listening to Jrod on Point podcast number 4. We are listening to Lana, Oriani, and Embree making a fool of themselves, asking the most stupid questions and talking about things that we already debunked. Are you serious? Like this is actually wasting my time. We already know that Brett Payne Jrod with alleged information the balance gave him. He utilized a magic marker to draw with his hands a possible route that actually was not backed up by a legit certified operator of the CAS system. Because at that time, the Brett Payne draw that, okay, he was not a CAS operator. They could not use whatever he draw for no warrant because he's not a certified CAS member operator. Nobody's talking about that. You're still talking about the most idiot questions in the true crime community when we know that it was no way in hell that without Megan Marshall being in the place to be, that warrant with whatever they had would have not occurred. Why the fuck I just went live for this bullshit? Listen, we might just gonna listen to this shit just for a little longer, and I'm gonna shut this shit down because this is weird as fuck, though. This is just weird shit. This is some demonic narrative from Lana and Embree that he made me sick to my stomach.
over here like, am I really reading this in a report? Why wouldn't this have been done in 2022 at the very least at the beginning of 2023? But what's going on here?
I think they either are that dumb and they didn't realize that car wasn't Kohberger's, or they thought maybe the defense wasn't going to pay close enough attention to it and not realize that car wasn't Kohberger's.
Yeah, or that this would just be and this was going to be a quick plea deal because we railroaded a motherfucker.
Yeah, and we got you here, we got you here, we got you here. Oh shit, that's not you. Okay, well we got to go.
No, let's make this clear. Let's make this clear, okay? Let's make this clear for everyone that is listening. They had a deal on the table since day one for Bryan Kohberger. Bryan Kohberger didn't took it. The only reason why Ann Taylor approached Bill Thompson to accept the deal and be like, hey, where was that deal that you had? Let me take that. Why? Because soon as Ann Taylor and company realized that the judges, Judge Hibbler, Judge, and Megan Marshall were in bed with the prosecution, they knew they couldn't win this game at all. They knew they couldn't win in court. Because now you not just have the prosecution team against you, now you also have the court staff against you. The court staffers, the judges, the same people that he was about to handle the jury. They were all compromised. The truth is that we have staff members, and this was said by Steve Goncalves. We have staff members from Ada County giving him information just because they didn't like how shit was going in court to put pressure on the judge. That shit is illegal. That shit is illegal. That's the only reason why Ann Taylor was like, hey, Bill, where's that that deal that you had on the table? We'll take it now. It seems you already got everybody on your side, right? All right, we take the deal, we save this man's life, and we getting it out. We getting him out through the back door. Soon as we expose everybody and what everybody did. I can't wait to expose Lana and expose Jay and Bree for all the bullshit that they brought to the true crime community, hiding Jack DeCour's guilt. Because at this day today, Jay and Bree and Lana are Jack DeCour team. Even though they see this motherfucker as the first suspect with no type of investigation to clear him. Meanwhile, we have Lana, Oriani, Jay and Bree lying to the true crime community for money. What the fuck?
We got to go do some other stuff now.
So in his timed runs, he is saying that the time that it would take would be 11 minutes and 13 seconds. So if you take 2:45 plus 11 minutes, you're at what? 2:57?
2:56.
2:56? Okay. So then my next question is but the camera has this car being there at 3:02.
Yep.
Okay. And obviously that's a problem. Plus, like you just said, the data shows that he went a different way, right?
Right.
So then how long does it take to get from Floyd's, right, to...
Big shout out to Jane. Big shout out to Jane. I see you, sister. I see you, sister. Big shout out to Jane. Thank you for being here. Happy New Year's to you and your family. Same to Amy Conway, Sir Equinox, Jen, and everybody that is watching. Happy New Year's to everyone. Go and see me on the main channel tonight. The kids gonna be there. We're gonna have fun. And man, I don't know how long I could keep up watching this fucking bullshit.
Indian Hills.
Probably 4 or 5 minutes, maybe tops.
Well, I was going to say, how long did it take Jack D to do it when he went to King?
I think it took him like 8.
Yeah, like 7-8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Jack D went through the back door. He was not on the camera footage of 1112. Why? Because he only needed to go through the grass around the fence and through the sliding door. Period. Wow.
Okay. So think about that. Then somebody please explain to me that he would have been on that camera at 2:56. He then would have been over in that area at just after 3 o'clock in the morning. Like,
you see what I'm saying? Why Lana saying that? Why Lana saying that he would be on camera? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Lana? He only needed to walk with his friends right by the fucking fence. And that's why you see the footsteps there. Oh my God.
real one. And it's just like, you don't have any cameras where you can find this vehicle at any other place. So I'm of the opinion that the car on Indian Hills, do you believe that is, whose car do you think that is?
The car on Indian Hills, I think it is likely the 2013 Hyundai Elantra that comes back through at 404.
Okay. So do you think that all these sightings, when the car's circling, every time they want to start talking about it at 3:29 or 3:30, every time they're saying the 4 loops, that's the same vehicle?
When I look at it, and I've stared at it over and over and over, my humble opinion, my best guess, because I always look for things that, some things are consistent. There's always an inconsistency. Mm-hmm. When the car comes through the first time and it makes the pass at 3:30, mm-hmm. and it pulls out and it goes down to Paradise, it heads west, and then I think it goes off the chart until about 4 o'clock. There's another car, because it doesn't follow the same consistent path. The other car comes down and makes a U-turn twice, and then you mm-hmm. never see it again. And it's a different, it's different than the way the first car went. If it was going to be consistent, they would have done it consistently the same time every time. And there's no way to tell what that car is making the U-turn at Paradise the other 2 times. The first,
ain't he, Jane? He sound like the frog though. Yeah, like Kermit the Frog. No doubt about it.
First one though, it looks like an Elantra.
Okay, perfect. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go this way with it. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so wait, hold on. Whoopsies. I'm trying to add this back on for us. Okay, there we go. All right. Question here for our whoopsies. I got so many freaking tabs up. Okay, so let's go to we finally got the video of body cams.
You're welcome, Amy Conway. You're welcome. We only here, listen, man. I'm tired of content creators diluting the truth. I'm tired of content creators diluting the truth. And just because they have numbers on subscriptions, just because they have numbers of subscriptions, they feel entitled to lie and not care about the consequences because they think it's going to be none. But I only expect the true crime content creators to actually keep it real with their audience. I only expect Lana, Oriani, and Embree to bring the truth, because there's a lot of people looking up to them. But then if we have 2 people that's supposed to lead the true crime community, the same people keeping the true crime community stupid, and the true crime community is stupid enough to keep following people instead of following the gut and their instincts, the true crime community will still be garbage. Why? Because then now we have a true crime community accepting the bullshit the true crime content creators are telling them when it's a lie. And just because you like, oh, I like Lana, I like Embree, they both white. Of course, stick with the white. White is right. Huh? Because the majority of true crime audience is white people. Is the truth. Is more white people in the true crime community than anywhere else. So that's why the white true crime content creator got those numbers. That's why the white content creators got those numbers, because it's a whole bunch of white people in the true crime community that fucking stupid. They don't know how to fucking think for themselves. That's why we have a whole bunch of true crime aficionados, a whole bunch of true crime viewers and listeners that are fucking dumb, because we have dumb true crime content creators. We got people like Lana. We got people like Embree on the meth pipe. We got motherfucking people like all these other motherfuckers out there, like the Drunk Turkey Show, that at this day today, it don't matter what documents are telling you, you still stuck on stupid. That's why I don't think that I could deal with this live stream any longer. I might watch it in silence, but this shit is unacceptable that we have two true crime content creators are supposed to be the leaders of the true crime community, but it's the same two motherfuckers that are keeping the true crime community stupid. They keeping you dumb. They keeping you unintelligent. They both keeping you retarded. That's what's going on here. Having a Lana Oriani a lot of people trust. Having a Embree that nobody trusts, but he paid for his views and make people think that people is watching him. And if you could tell, the majority of people that watch Embree and watch Lana is white people. That's why they got those numbers. Because white stick with white. You know how we know that? Look at me, I'm white as fuck. I could pass as a white boy. But as soon as they know that TheOnPoint is a Puerto Rican, oh, he don't know what he talking about. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm not white. You stupid son of a bitches. I hate y'all, all of y'all.
Mm-hmm. Would the jurors find that the crime scene was contaminated by MPD to the point that the defense would be able to argue it, that anything at that scene is unreliable?
I think if they wanted to argue it, they could.
Do you think
they could argue that everything was contaminated? Anybody could see that if they wanted to. I don't think they would have wanted to argue it though. After looking at all the forensics and what it actually shows, I think contamination would have been the last thing that they'd want to argue. Okay.
And then, well, since we're right there with that question, let's be real about this then. How would you argue to the jury?
Lana, keep it real. And stop saying that let's keep it real when you're not keeping it real. Every time Lana Oriani said, let's keep it real, that's exactly what she's faking on you. Oh my God. Like, is it people stupid?
That the blood inside the house and outside on the glove seemed to be of little importance to the investigation. Would you not try to make that argument? That how would you have tied in Dylan's statements about going on a deep clean the week prior because it was parents' weekend, and then here you have the murders and there's unknown male blood mixed with victims' blood on the banister, the wall, things like that? I mean,
well, listen, Embree can't wait to get out of this live stream to go and take a hit.
One of the things that that they brainwashed us with over the years is the single source male profile on the knife sheet. Single source, we've heard that 1,000 times. Well, when you look at the breakdown of what they found on unknown male B on the handrail, it's 93%. I mean, it's almost a single source, and then the glove outside is a single source. So there's really no excuse for not at least running them through CODIS.
And I totally agree with you, sir. Equinox. they monetizing. Okay, this is what Lana Oriani and Mr. Embree the pipe are doing. They monetizing on wasting your motherfucking time. That's all they fucking do, and they're monetizing. They spin the fucking wheel on you, and actually you are the wheel. They spin that shit, right? But they never tell you the truth. It don't matter what the documents are telling you. They still at this day today spinning the topic instead of talking about the shit that they need to be talking about. Is these people scared of losing subscribers? That's what's going on. They're afraid of losing subscribers, saying like, you know what? I really think that Jack D might be a better suspect than Bryan Kohberger at this point after documents. They don't even dare to say that. They don't even dare to say, where's the investigation of all these people? Jack DeCourt was the suspect number 1, and he got fingerprint in summer 2025. Are we fucking serious? When I told Moscow PD 2 weeks after the murder, with first and last name, I told him Jack DeCourt, reasonings, motives, and timing. I told him reasonings, motive, and timing. It's on record. It should be recorded somewhere on Discovery. My voice and my assessment about this crime, I give it to Moscow PD 2 weeks after the murder happened, because I got people on land. Because I do got people on land that go for me and get what I need for free. That's how much a pool, that's how much of a pool I have with my people. That they go for free to Idaho and investigate this shit and give me all the fucking details for free. Big shout out to SF Investigates. So now, we're gonna keep sitting here listening to these fucking numbnuts. I'll probably do it for 5 to 10 more minutes, and I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, I also just the fact that it doesn't match what caught me crazy is that you have this sheath, and now I know why Jay was arguing it a certain way, and he said, you want us to believe that the FBI was so hung up on the possibility that, oh wait, there's gonna be touch DNA on that sheath, versus let's focus on the blood stain and what could be mixed in on that blood stain.
Oh my God, hold on, let me hear a little bit more, because I already know what I'm gonna say. Watch.
Like, which one would you be more concerned with, that you could even think that you're like, oh my God, here's blood, let's see what's on it. And exactly. it was like to all of us, when you try to tell people, you know that there was blood on that sheath, and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you know that there was blood on that sheath that was not the victims and not Bryan Kohberger's. And they're like, what? And I'm like, exactly when they're saying what, like.
All right, Lana. All right, thank you for the alley-oop, Lana. Everybody was talking about Legacy Media that they got the DNA out of the brass button. Everybody was talking about that they got the DNA out of the brass button. Lies. Why? Because they preserved the button for fingerprints. They preserved the brass button of the sheath for fingerprints. It was no Bryan Kohberger DNA in the button sheet. What are you talking about? It was blood on the sheath from the killers. And you lie saying that you found DNA on the brass button of a sheath, when in the documents said it very clear that they preserve the button of the knife sheath for fingerprints. What the fuck they talking about, dude? Come on, man. You're still talking about DNA of Bryan Kohberger on the button of the sheath, when the document said they preserve it for fingerprints, and he tells you that was a lie? Why can't we talk about that?
And we have no one else to blame but the investigators, who are the arm of the prosecution, who was leaking false information to the media. And then the media is just running with shit. And it's like...
Yeah, just like you and Jay and Bree in the beginning. Because don't forget, Lana, in the beginning you thought that Bryan Kohberger did it. Don't forget, Lana, you have made all you people forget that in the beginning you was clapping, which I watched you. I'm a witness. You was clapping when Bryan Kohberger got caught. You was clapping. I seen you. I'm a witness. You thought that Bryan Kohberger was guilty the same way that Jay and Bree. So how the fuck I could believe anything that comes out of your mouth?
What the hell? When is this? How can this be? How are we letting this stand as citizens here?
Well, when you look at the reports on the day that they actually matched, like they got Kohberger's dad's DNA and they went to do the CODIS match to, to the sample of the male E sample or whatever. That was the day that they actually processed the forensics on the unknown male B. So until they had that day where they're matching up Kohberger's dad to the sample, they hadn't even, they hadn't done anything.
All the males and females DNA that they found was students of the University of Idaho. I'm going to tell you right now, all the blood evidence that they have inside of the house are students of the University of Idaho. That's why they hide it. That's why they cover up. Because they hiding and abating the killers. They aiding and abating the killers. That's what Moscow PD, that's what the University of Idaho in cahoot with the state prosecution did. They saving the future of students of the University of Idaho. They are murderers. They are killers. So what they telling the Greek row, what Moscow PD, what the University of Idaho is using this case for is to keep the Greek life community silence. Because if the Greek life community speak, it's going to happen to them. They're using the Idaho 4 as an example of obedience. Moscow PD, the University of Idaho, the Greek life, and the state attorneys, the Department of Justice, they're using the death of the Idaho 4 as an intimidation tactic against the Greek life community to force them to stay silent. That's what's happening. Because if it happened to the Idaho 4, it might as well gonna happen to you if you open your motherfucking mouth. And we will get away with it. That's the message that the University of Idaho, Moscow PD, and the state is giving to their Greek life community. It's telling them, you better shut the fuck up or you be next. That's why they're using the Idaho 4 like this, to keep the Greek life community submitted. And you know how many Greek life community and high places I'm talking to? Do you understand that I have Greek row right next to me? Do you understand that I'm well connected with the dean? Do you understand that the noise that I'm making about the Idaho 4 will hit the University of Idaho soon? Do you understand that? I can't wait.
And none of the other samples came back till after they arrested Kohberger. And from the time they arrested him, there's not been one that I've seen, one piece of forensic evidence that said, okay, you got the right guy. It's all said something different. So it's crazy. And they tore his car freaking up. I mean, they tore his car down to little parts. I mean, parts looking for stuff. They looked.
And when I had, I love Scott Roeder. And
they literally totaled Bryan Kohberger's car. They dismantled the whole inside. They totaled that shit. That shit is not useful no more. They ripped seats, everything. They took the car apart looking for shit. And I bet you they didn't put it back together. So they totaled that car. property of Bryan Kohberger. Ain't that fucking shit crazy?
And he's like, Lana, you're either going to find in that vehicle, this is before, that vehicle is either going to be a sign of a cleanup or there's going to be something in there because there is something that you're going to be taking away from that crime scene. And when there was nothing, that's when he was like, and there's no sign of a cleanup. I was like, yeah, no. And that's what
Amy, I totally agree with you. I'm glad that Lana did this. So like, because you see, this is what they do. They are so narcissists. They are so narcissists that they think because they have the numbers, they have the people, they have the viewerships. And they know the viewers and subscribers they have are fucking dumb as a rock. They know their subscribers are dumb as a rock. And they utilize that. They utilize that to be so narcissistic and be like, hey, I'ma fuck it. I'ma go live with Path. What could go wrong? I'ma get the numbers. I'ma get the people here, right? But all the numbers and people that you get there is fucking idiots that don't even belong in the true crime community because they don't know how to think for themselves. And you know this, Lana. You know this. You know this. Because you know what? I think you are very smart, Lana. And I really think that you know what you're doing. You rather to keep you people stupid. And then whenever shit blow up in your face, then you're going to have damage control and say that, oh, but you know, but I thought that couldn't be possible because the Goncalves was supporting Jack Decor. The cops didn't find nothing on Jack Decor and da. I can't believe that this is happening. Bitch, you're gonna keep looking stupid.
Taylor harped on. She was like, guys, not only is there nothing in this car, but there is no sign of a cleanup. And all we heard was that the car had been so cleaned. And it's like,
yeah, in the same way, it was signs of cleanup in the house. And why you're not talking about that? It was no sign of cleanup in Bryan Kohberger's car, but it was signs of cleanup in the house, and you're not talking about it. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see why I used to support Lana? I want to say that I used to. Now in 2026, I'm not supporting Lana no more. Fuck that bitch. Fuck Embree. I have never supported Embree. Lana know that I've been banging on Embree from the top. The only reason why Lana have Embree there is to make me feel a certain way. Bitch, nobody gives a fuck. You're just showing your ass and showing and proving me right. Is it me? Is it me? Is it Lana only proving me right or wrong? Because if you ask me, Lana proving me right that she's an idiot, and paparazzi too, because look at how stupid you are that you're going to bring Path because you know I'm dunking on him all the fucking time. And I've been criticizing you because you don't want to talk Jack Decor, because you don't want to talk house cleanup. Huh? So I criticize you. You stay quiet. Don't say nothing about me, but then you do everything to try to trigger me. Oh, fuck it. I'm a get Jrod talking about me. I'm gonna piss him off. Ha, bitch, you don't piss me off. You know what? It pissed me off that you have so many subscribers and they are dumb because you keep them dumb. Because you keep him dumb, Lana. That's what it upsets me a little bit. Like that. Why she got all these subscribers dumb as fuck when she could do better? But no, let me try to get a job with Legacy Media. That's all what Lana gives a fuck. Lana don't give a fuck about you. Lana don't give a fuck about the true crime community. Embree neither. They don't give a fuck. As you could tell, Embree just told you that he was no way, no part of the YouTube true crime community until he saw Bryan Kohberger getting arrested. How the fuck anyone gonna trust this guy? Is you fucking serious?
No, there's no chemicals in there. There's nothing in there. This car was not cleaned. And
but the house was clean. Why you don't talk about that? The house was clean. They took down the house for a reason. Huh? Why you don't want to talk about that?
At the end of the day, if Bryan Kohberger's the guy, I don't think he went there in that vehicle. So he could be the guy, but he didn't go there in that car.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, and I think we're
at this day today, she still say, well, he could be the guy, but he didn't went with his car. You fucking stupid son of a bitch. You already know the car was not used. How the fuck he gonna get there, you stupid motherfucker? Is you serious? Why no one tell Lana this shit? Why no one tell Lana how stupid she is? Oh my God. You know what? I'm gonna give you 5 more minutes of this shit.
And Taylor had she had a little bit against her when she was making the argument, because she was really arguing against the arrest warrant. And they didn't have any of the information about no DNA in his apartment, his car.
Yeah, Jane. No more numbnuts in 2026. Fuck that. In 2026, I'm not supporting Lana no longer. She show her ass. She show her colors. Yeah, Lana is part of the problem. That's why I make those videos, that live stream in the back, saying that Lana Oriani is not gonna sue Moscow PD. She's not gonna sue. She try to act like she's some tough son of a bitch, wannabe man. Cause let's keep it 100. I don't want to get personal, but she want to act like she's a tough man. You want to act like you're a tough man when you're a weak female. Why no one talking about that? The truth and reality of life. You want to be a man. How the fuck you want to be a man when you don't know how to be a woman? Damn.
Or anything until after he was arrested. So she was arguing for the arrest warrant, and all they have to do is say, well, that's what we had at the time, Your Honor.
Yeah. She was. Yeah. Yes. Because I think how she was also trying to argue is like, it's almost like that it couldn't stand. The arrest couldn't stand. So how she was trying to argue it was to say, okay, great, you arrested this guy, but now all of this stuff has come back and none of it points to my client. We don't have a connection here. We don't even have any evidence here. What the heck? How did you arrest this man? And you're basically hiding your entire case, right? Like, because she didn't even have, we had the luck.
Lana, it's the same thing you doing. You cannot talk shit about Moscow PD. You cannot talk shit about Bill Thompson. You cannot talk shit about Ann Taylor. You cannot talk shit about no one, Lana, because you hiding the case yourself. You doing the same shit they doing. Lana, you are doing the same shit the state is doing. It don't matter what the fuck you see on the documents. It's not enough for you. So that means that you still stuck on stupid, hiding the facts. What the fuck?
Luxury of receiving this discovery, or the parts that we have. Here you go. Here's 314 pages, or reports rather, and we get them all at once. Ann Taylor had to fight and basically make requests which actually resulted in people writing up reports for something that they did a couple years, back, or a couple months ago. That's crazy.
Well, if you look at the recent docs that were released, that was a state's response to the defense's request for discovery. I mean, it's got forensic reports in there. So did they give them to her twice, or was that the first time she had seen those? I mean, this was back in March?
Yep. So remember when she was making those comments and she was like, Your Honor, we just found out at this hearing that something that we've been asking for, they've had this whole time, and it was the labs, like protocols, like the labs. She's been over here asking for bent all of this stuff. We just found this out. And here's something I want to show you is about finding something out. Is I'm big on, obviously, like, give me data, give me I want to build a timeline. I want to keep everything as possibilities until we can eliminate things.
Yep.
There's possibilities, but there's probabilities, and then there's logic. Okay.
Yep.
And inferences. You can make inferences off of things. And so I was all about this whole geofence. I'm like, dude, why would they be so all about Molly's number, or her anonymous ID? If it was something that at the time we didn't know this, but
Yeah, I remember. I remember that, Amy. What was that? Lana had a guy named Scott on her channel say, "BK, you shall record things. What a fucking joke." Yes, I witnessed that. I watched Lana. I watched her show. That's why I could talk shit about her, because I watched the stupid shit that she talking about. Big shout out to Amy Conway. Big shout out to Jane. Big shout out to Sir Equinox. Big shout out to everyone watching. I don't know how far I could go with this, man. Shit crazy.
The investigators knew that they were looking for something to occur. If you're going to go with what Dylan and Bethany said in their text messages, this occurred almost at 4:30 in the morning, 4:20. Okay. So
guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? That's not the time of death, you idiot. Actually, the time of death, if you ask me how to fix it myself. Okay? But the time of death is between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. If you ask me, 3:30. If you ask me, they were dead by 3:15. If you ask me, they were all dead already by 3:15. But the attack happened 2 feet. Let me see. Ethan and Santa got there around 2-ish something. Well, guess what? The screams happened right after Ethan and Santa got there. Huh? The screams started to happen right after Ethan and Santa got there, after they got there from the grub truck. Because Ethan and Santa left the grub truck around 2:10. Ethan and Santa left their grub truck by 2:10. The grub truck closed at 2:30. And what happened right after Ethan and Santa got home, which is 5 minutes drive? They got killed. And everybody heard it on the cameras. But no, we got to listen to Lana, Oriani, and Embree talk a whole bunch of stupid shit, because no one got the fucking balls to talk the shit that I'm talking about. How many more channels I have to lose? How many more channels I got to get terminated? As long as I'm telling you the truth.
If Molly is out of Dodge by 4 o'clock, right? What's the hang up with Molly? Especially right after the fact that you find out that she was a delivery person, right?
I don't know, because
no, right after you found out that Molly said that she fucking left on high speed, that she left fast, right? And guess whose car was the one that Bill Thompson said it was Bryan Kohberger when he was living? Molly's car. They're using Molly's car. They're using Molly's car that she was using to do DoorDash driving. The borrowed car that Molly has that day when Molly said that she left. That's the same time that that vehicle comes to the camera. And she said that she left fast. So the very last car that they tried to say that it was Bryan Kohberger, it was Molly all along. Please, can Lana and Embree learn how to do true crime?
They sure had to go through a lot to even find Molly.
Well, check this out. So I don't know, did you plot those points with the geofence? Because I did that this morning. I want to show you this map.
Oh, awesome.
So this is what I did this morning. I was like, I got to have this ready for you. Let me share this screen. Okay, here we go. This is the geofence. And I just fell off my chair. Okay. So.
Haha, that's karma for you. That Lana, if you ask me, that's karma. If you really fell off your chair, that's karma. That's God kicking you chair to let you know, you stupid son of a bitch, shut the fuck up.
Right here is the first plotting point that they did. over here to the left. It's the one that's at the corner of Walenta and Taylor, up in the top left. Is my.
I'm gonna tell you like this: why they Goncalves have not gone to Lana yet? Because they know she's a fraud. Because they know they ain't gonna get no help from her. Because they know that the Goncalves know that Lana Oriani is fucking useless. That's why they don't go to her show. Hopefully they go now that I said it. Hopefully they go now that I said it. Because I know they listening to me. I know they watch me every time I go live. I know they hear. All right. So hopefully, Lana, now that I say so, hopefully you, at some point, you get the Goncalves on your show. Because I do know that they think of you like a fraud, okay? So I don't know what you're talking about. Hopefully you get them one day, okay?
My thing sharing properly? Let me make sure.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, I'm going to make it bigger. Okay. And then the second point that they wanted was down here where basically the start of the driveway is for the Moyes house over here.
You know how crazy and stupid this live stream is? That we have Lana Oriani still thinking that Bryan Kohberger might did it. We still have a Lana Oriani after 3 years still thinking that Kohberger probably did it, but he did it in some other way, some other how. And then we have AJ and Embree that now believe that Bryan Kohberger didn't do it, but it was a drug deal going wrong. Why these two motherfuckers are in the same show when they don't have nothing in common? Oh, I forgot. One thing they have in common, that they're hiding the deeds of the students of the University of Idaho. That's what the fuck happening. That's why these two are together in the same show when they don't even have the same train of thoughts, when they don't even have the same beliefs. The only reason why they together is because Jrod on point. That's it. It's the only reason.
Maybe it's not quite. It's in between because the Moyes is up a little bit more or down a little bit more.
So if someone you need to thank for having this live stream, I think it's me. I think it's me because Lana think that she's gonna like, you're gonna make me upset. You're gonna make me. No, I'm not. You know what? Why I'm a little upset? Because you're still lying to the true crime community. It's not about you. It's not about Jay and Bree. It's not about me. It's about having the whole true crime community lied to at this day to day. And both of y'all are doing it very fucking well. That's my problem. That's my problem. Why the fuck if you have so you are so researchful? Why if you are so researchful, you are this day to day still thinking stupid? Huh? Just explain that. Fuck me. Don't explain to me. Explain to your community. Why are these days you still talking stupid?
Or rather, so. But, and then the third point. So it's usually like a square or a circle. Now check this out. Now you have to go all the way over here to the right.
I know, Amy. I'm allergic to stupid, and stupid gonna be stupid, and no one could help stupid. Stupid is gonna be stupider and super stupider. So I get it. I just gotta get it out of my chest.
Which is right where Linda Lane is, kind of like right behind where the cameras were at Linda Lane. And they put 2 points, literally. It's not like there's just one there.
And I agree with you, Jay. Lana is the worst for the simple reason that she got so many people sleep like zombies. She got so much people sleeping like zombies, and they don't get out of her fucking witchcraft. That's all what it is. They all zombify, and they don't know how to get out of that witchcraft. Fuck.
Oopsies, I got too close. Oopsies, what happened there? Wait a second. That's not what I wanted. Okay, they put basically what I was expecting to see is that, do you see how there's 2 circles there?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm like, what the heck are they doing? There was supposed to be a point that would be like right over here on the Taylor and Linda Lane, like at that corner, to make yourself have this square area. Okay. to make like a, this is like supposed to be like you can see that you're missing a point up here at the corner of Linda Lane and where Taylor would be. That's what should have completed your little area that they did this geofence in.
So they did a right triangle instead?
Yeah, they made exactly. I'm like, what are they doing? Like, those are the points. Now, again, this was what was written up. So of course, like, take it for what it is, but it's straight.
Yeah, the cops, they tampered with the video footage and everything, sounds and shit. Like, you could tell the cops is helping the criminals.
From the supplemental number 57, the Google geofence warrant, and then the two identifiers come back. And I'm over here thinking, it said, based on the information received and in correlation with cell tower records previously reviewed, 2 of the anonymous identifiers were found to be of interest. Those identifiers were, and originally those were blacked out for us. Now they're unredacted.
Oh, you got the other one?
Yeah, well, I got
you see, I totally agree with you, Amy. You could be the best researcher in the fucking world, but whatever you find and whatever you're reading and you're looking at, you don't know how to discern it. You don't know how to understand it. You don't know how to break it apart. You don't have the mental capability to actually the discernment. You don't have the smarts. It's like you don't even have the spirit of finding the truth, of trying to find the truth. Because when you think criminal justice and criminology, when you think about how a detective and how the Department of Justice should run and shit like that, you could tell that none of this shit is happening. You could tell this did not got investigated. This not got probable. They didn't even have probable cause. Then the state and the court with the cops together to make it happen. Come on, no one would have win this shit.
At the phone number?
Oh, they unredacted the phone number on that? I didn't even see that. I'm dying.
And Jane, I totally agree with you, Jane. I totally agree with you. Lana is on some Bethany camouflage. But can we say it again? Suspect number 1, Jack Decor. Suspect number 2, Dylan Mortensen. Suspect number 3, Bethany Funk. That's the bottom line. That was the 3 people that he was supposed to get the accomplices locked up. Bringing Jack Decor, bringing Dylan, bringing Bethany. By common sense, put them all 3 in the room and have them fighting for their life. That did not happen.
Know who the other one is?
Well, it's a guy. So
I told you, if they would have put pressure on Dylan, and be like, Dylan, do you want to live the rest of your life locked up? She'll be like, nah, fuck that. It was Jake, it was fucking John Jack. It was motherfucking. You know what? Adam was here. Meanwhile, nobody mentioned Adam. Adam was Jack Decor's best friend. If Jack Decor is gonna go and kill someone, and Adam is his best friend, who the fuck you think it killed the victims with Jack Decor? Adam. If Jack Decor was there, Adam was there. If Maddie was getting killed, Jack was there. Do you understand these simple facts?
We've done some work over here, and again, don't take it as gospel, but I believe that this person is a person that could potentially be in his 50s or 60s from Rathdrum.
From Rathdrum?
Bizarre. Yeah. Over there where Kiely and Maddie are from. But I was thinking, wouldn't you want to do how come we have no interviews? This
Yeah, I know, because they're going to cover us. No, the Lana cannot be trusted. Just think about this for a second. Lana want to be part of Legacy Media. She's doing everything she can to be part of Legacy Media, but not even Legacy Media trusts her because she has a bad reputation of being fucking chysty and lying to people. That's about it. When the Goncalves told her that they don't like her kind, they compare her to me. They compare her to me, literally. They compare her like someone that is actually looking for the truth. But no, she ain't. She only wanted to have the Goncalves there to sweep him over under the rug and be like, hey, I'm with you. Whatever you say, I say so too. Can you be on my show again? And they were like, bitch, we don't need your help. We good. We got legacy media. We don't need you. We can trust you, Lana. You have done it before. You cannot be trusted, Lana. Okay? Not you community. No one from your side of the fence can be trusted. I can't trust you the far as I could throw you. And you here in Ohio. Shit.
Person was only concerned with Molly. And then Molly goes, so hear me out with this whole where I was going with this.
Yeah.
If Molly gets out of Dodge and it is leaving and is out of the geofence, I got 401, 402. What's your hang up with Molly? Unless she didn't leave the geofence at 401, like that car that's leaving. Yeah, that car leaves, sure. But
and I totally agree with you, Jane. I totally agree with you. Because if you believe in heaven and hell, if you do believe in heaven and hell, first and foremost, you know already you're gonna burn in hell. So everything else that you put on top of that is just gonna dig your own grave worse. You know what I mean? Like it just, oh no. Listen, like Amy said, it hit different every time I talk.
It seems to me if you have any interest in Molly, that phone had to stay in the geofence after 4:01 a.m.
Well, I think one thing to take into consideration, if you look right when they're locating who Molly is through all of their, I mean, a lot of effort to figure out who those two phones are. Excuse me, who those.
The fuck I'm talking about? Yeah, Jay and Bree. You feel that tight in your throat? Do you feel that tight in your throat? That happens when you're live. That's happened when you're saying a whole bunch of shit that you don't believe. You get to choke. You know that? Like when you're saying shit that you don't even believe, you get to choke. I hope you know that. I mean, you should be old enough to know that the people when they lying and they lie, 9 times out of 10 they choke. Those
two phones are. That's right at the 22nd and the 23rd, right in that area. Mm-hmm. And that's right when they find the video or where Vargas notices.
The only thing that Lana wants, listen, I totally agree with you, Jane. The only thing that Lana wants is money, and she wants some of those viewers from Jay and Bree to watch her show. She knows. Nobody watch Lana if it's not the Idaho 4. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. Nobody watch Lana if it's not the Idaho 4. Lana start talking about anything else, she get the same views that I get. If Lana start talking about anything else that is not the Idaho 4, she get the same 24 views that I get. That's a fact.
The guy walking towards the house at 350. So I know that they thought the guy walking toward the house clad in black, they're thinking he's an assailant, and anything between that time and that area and the crime, I think they wanted to uncover. So Molly being there at 4, right in between when that guy's walking over, they probably didn't even know that was Molly. They probably thought they were uncovering the guy clad in black that was walking.
Oh, who was walking at 351?
Yep.
Yeah, she stays shit as a fact, and then be like, oh no, that's my opinion. Shut up.
Yeah, because I was talking about that yesterday about, look at truly what was going on at 351. They tried to blame that dude. They were trying to use everything that was going on to get every type of search warrant. So they knew that things weren't, that's how the cops operate. Hey, yep, we can just say that this person, we believe that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Amy. Jack the Court did not have a legal alibi to stand on. The cops know that. The court know that. You cannot use a friend as an alibi. It's even worse when he gets when he's your own fraternity member from the fraternity. They own loyalty and secrecy to you. So whatever the fuck you put them up to, they're gonna fucking be down with it. By law in Idaho, you cannot use as an alibi a friend, family, or anyone that is close to you. You cannot use them. You cannot use a fraternity member from your own fraternity as an alibi, you stupid son of a bitch. Jack the Court never had an alibi. Jack the Court was fingerprinted in 2025 while he was the suspect number one. He got fingerprint summer 2025. If that doesn't wake you the fuck up, I don't know what will.
This person could potentially be Jack Showalter. This is giving us probable cause to go into his home. Now we believe since he's not Jack Showalter, who is that guy? Who is the girl? Who is the 350 person? You don't think that would be something that you'd be trying to figure out?
Who's the dumpster guy?
I mean,
you, Embree, you the dumpster guy, stupid.
I mean, like, where is there any reports of you interviewing unless it all happened with the FBI? Which brings me to, ready? I'm going to pull up Hector now. And this is going to be one of your favorites. This is when I was watching you do one of the lives. I was like, he's just writing in those names.
Actually, you're right. You're right, Amy. ISP was very, very close. ISP knowing the suspects. ISP wanted to dig into the suspect. Moscow PD didn't allow that shit. I think when ISP was trying to dig in, that's when they took that investigator out of the case. Yeah, they took that investigator from ISP out of the case. And they keep Moscow PD. And I'm telling you, FBI didn't even did nothing in this case. The FBI was naming this case just as a boogeyman. That's about it. The FBI didn't do a fucking thing.
I was like, he's going to town on those names on these reports. And I'm like, okay. So here we go.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. If Jack the Court was there and Jack the Court is the killer, Adam was there with him. I'm telling you right now. If Jack the Court is the killer, okay? I bet you anything that Jake, Maddie's boyfriend, Adam, and young Jack Showalter were there. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, if the documents and everything that I've seen, and for the past 3 years that I have investigated this case, okay, if Jack the Court is the killer, Adam was there and help him, Jake was there and help him, and Jack Showalter was there and help him. And God knows who else. Because if you ask me, everyone that he was partying inside of the house knew the victim were about to die before they die.
We're going to reveal it. It's been out here now. Here we go. Now, date evidence accepted. Now, according to how these print off, is that after, like, these wouldn't have been all the names.
Let me see here. Suspect all the way on the top, Jack the Court. Suspect all the way on the top, Jack the Court. Bethany, they have it on the second place. The other one that I saw, the other report that I saw, it has Dylan on top of Bethany, but it's okay. We could use this one. So Jack the Court, even in this one, is the suspect number one. Suspect number one. But you took his fingerprints when? And you accepted his alibi. And you didn't, he didn't know why he talked with Kiely for 17 minutes. And it was blood in his residence. And it was hidden too. Y'all have everything y'all needed to lock Jack Decor up, and then through him find out who helped and who was part of this shit. They needed to lock up Dylan and Jack Decor, put pressure on that. Listen, okay, cool. You come here. I'm gonna keep you here. Listen, I could keep you here for 48 to 72 hours, give and take. I could keep you here in the headquarters of Moscow PD for 48 to 72 hours. Me and you gonna party for real, for real. And by the time I'm done with you, you are gonna tell me if you did it. You are gonna tell me who did it with you. You're gonna tell me when and the reasons for it. And you lucky. And you lucky. You lucky. You lucky if you don't say something and I give you a break to catch you later. But I will catch you. Oh no, I'm on you. I will catch you. It will happen. And the day that it happened, I'm going to look at you and say, I told you. You should have told me the truth the first time. Because now I could actually go with the full force of the book on you. Because you lied to me. And I had to find out that it was you. So now, yeah, death penalty. Oh, that's for sure for you, Jack Decor. That's for sure for you, Jack Decor. But as well as I told ya, Moscow PD make sure that this crime scene couldn't be attached to no one, not even Bryan Kohberger. You're welcome.
In there on 11/21/2022, right?
I believe those are all the names that they had. I mean, all the names that they had on anybody that got buckles, they're in different reports, and now they're all unmasked. Everyone that they created a.
I wonder why Embree is feeling seeing the Jack Decor name on the very top. I'm wondering, damn, like fuck, man, why we gotta put this on the screen? Why we gotta put this on the screen? Why we gotta put something that he said Jack Decor all the way to the top when you know what I'm saying? We don't believe that Jack Decor did it.
Seat for anyway.
Okay, so my question then here is, do you believe that all of these names right here that you're seeing, that these were all subjects by 11/21?
And that's report number 10?
Yeah. Or is it because of the way that supposedly ISPs
you see Pav, huh? He uncomfortable, huh? You uncomfortable, Pav? Answer the fucking question. Answer the question. You see Jack Decor all the way on top. Say something, dummy.
Operating system works is that
none of the people that are suspects on that list were mentioned or even pointed at by Embree. He still believed that he was an Aryan Nation hit. He still believed that he was a drug deal going wrong. And none of the names on that list were mentioned at all. Not even Jack Decor by Embree. So when he look at this list right now, he's lost. He's lost. He don't know what to say. He's like, well, I don't talk about none of these people in my content. I really don't know what to say, Lana.
When you go to print stuff after the fact, it then takes everything that you would have ever had. Yeah. So
it actually, I can tell you exactly what date that they did that, because if you go to the report of when they created the buckle swab, it'll give you the pre-tests, and it dates the pre-test of when they actually pull the evidence in and they start to look at it. And I know all these in this particular category, except for Jack, but all these came together in one bundle. This first lump of them.
He said that everybody but Jack, you stupid son of a bitch. Jack was there since day one. Do you see the type of shit that Embree do? He said that everybody else but Jack was on the bundle. No, you stupid son of a bitch. Jack Decor was the suspect number one, day one. What are you talking about? If this is your king, if this is your true crime king, huh? Is Embree your true crime king?
Then you've got a second lump that comes together with Reed Upmore, and then all the other ones that they just released that we now have, you know, we now know what their names are. Some of them I've never heard of. So,
touche. So let's just really quickly run down really quick each one of these names. Why would they ever even consider Jose Cruz? If you believe anything that Dylan Mortensen is telling you, Jose Cruz is about the size of me. Okay, he's 5 foot nothing.
But he's the first one they really went after. They put a stake out on him.
They did, didn't they? They're like, we're gonna get you, some bitch.
Yep.
We want you and all your friends. Okay, so in case you guys don't know who Jose Cruz is, Jose Cruz was in 2021. He was living in the same kind of like duplex as the girls on WSU's campus, who they said he came in, ran downstairs, and then one of the girls kicked him, and it was just a big, you know, whatever. That came, and you know, there's nothing from it.
Huge news stories, though. All the news picked it up, talking about, well, Kohberger could have been the one that committed Jose Cruz's crime, but all this comes out, nobody said anything about, dang, Jose Cruz was actually a suspect in this.
And the same thing that they talking about right now, the home invasion that they talking about, that was way before Bryan Kohberger even leaving Pullman, and Bryan Kohberger's name came out of the cop mouth. Is you fucking serious? Isn't the body cam? You see how stupid these two motherfuckers are? They can't even say it right. They can't even say like, yeah, they mentioned Bryan Kohberger way before Bryan Kohberger was leaving in Pullman. Stupid. Oh my God.
Case. Nobody said one word.
Insanity. So Jeremy Reagan. Now, Jeremy's decided to go on the television screen and say, oh my God, all these people are saying that I'm the killer. Dude, nobody knew who this man was, okay? Also, people get him confused with the fact that he's not the guy that was walking his dog that saw the door open. That was Justin N. And how valuable do you think, because that's on the defense's witness list if there was to be a trial, I think.
Yeah, that's the problem. Lana saying the wrong things. The FBI didn't do shit. Do you understand me? The FBI didn't do shit. The FBI did not do an IGG that it would put Bryan Kohberger in bars. Do you understand that? That was a opinion. They did not do no IGG. They did not. That's why they don't want to show it, because they didn't do nothing. They already have Bryan Kohberger picked up by them. Okay? He got his number got pulled out the hat. And in the same way they mentioned Bryan Kohberger on a crime that he was not even living in Pullman yet, that's in the same way they picked and choose him for this one crime. That's it. Because you cannot go and arrest and do a fucking thing with the IGG opinion. Nevertheless, you can't do nothing with a cast draft that it was made with a magic marker by Brett Payne. You can't even use that. You could say that you use the information. You could use the information. You said that you use the information that Balance give you, but guess what? If Balance didn't sign off on it, that is the person that allegedly did it, you can't do nothing with it. You cannot draw nothing with the information of nobody, because you're not certified. Because you can't even understand what the cast program does. You don't have no idea if what Balance did was correct. Do you understand me? This is what y'all needed Jrod on point in the true crime community to tell you exactly what the fuck is going on, because Lana won't do it. Embree won't do it. We have these two numbnuts here talking about a whole bunch of nothing. Huh? Oh, but it's Lana and it's Embree, everybody watching, including myself. Huh?
He is just so valuable. Like, it's just top notch, because I think he's really, really credible, seeing that he gave his statement and actually reached out to law enforcement to tell them, hey, I think you guys probably already know this already, but when I walked my dog on the way walking and coming back, that front door was wide open.
And I totally agree with you, Lana. FBI did not have no jurisdiction until Bryan Kohberger, their subject, crossed state lines. Soon as, hey, big shout out to Bob Mommy. Thank you for being here. Very, very appreciate it. Big shout out to you, Bob Mama. Happy New Year. Thank you for being here. Very appreciate it. The FBI end up having some kind of jurisdiction when the subject crossed state lines. When the subject crossed state lines, then now this crime goes state lines, cross state lines. So anything that it crossed state lines, the FBI has jurisdiction. But the FBI did not, I repeat, did not, could have done nothing in this case that it would have helped Moscow PD at all. The proof is where, Jrod. The proof is where when we witness, okay, we witness when they say that the FBI gave an opinion on the IGG, an opinion. With an opinion, you cannot do nothing legal because that's your opinion. It's not based on no laboratory work. It's not based on forensic work. It's not based on no investigative technique that you will affirm. Yes, you need to go after Bryan Kohberger. We don't need your motherfucking opinion. We need your expertise. That's all we need.
How valuable is that? That's the Justin dude.
And you're right. The FBI did not connect Bryan Kohberger to this case at all.
Justin N. I can never say his last name right. And Taylor was going to be going hard with him as a witness. He was the athletic trainer. Right? I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand with where the blood is on the railing and wall when that's like somebody leaving out that way, not the backslider.
Well, there's somebody got attacked right there because some of the blood is not transfer. When you go through the notes that it was just released, I went this morning and read every individual note. And I've been studying a little bit on blood stains and stuff like that. But a lot of the stains around the first and second floor in that area had tails. And whenever it has a tail,
yep.
It means it's being projected.
Yep. There's some gravity on
there's
that.
A couple of them that are transferred, but most of them had tails, and there's too many of them to account for too far away from where you could actually, touch it to transfer it. Hell, one of them's up on the wall.
Yep. And you do a nice job with that with one of your displays on where you color kind of coordinate and show who's where and where. I really like that. I think that's only in your members only though, isn't it? Is that one out there though?
Yeah, I would like to say that, Mama. The FBI actually gave an opinion that could be, but they never said that it was Kohberger. They give an opinion to Moscow PD that it could be, but they never told Moscow PD that it was him at all. Yeah, I agree with you.
The blood one.
I believe I'll put them all.
Okay, that's a really good video.
You have to watch a long video to see it.
Yeah, it's really good.
I ain't watching shit,
I'm gonna choke Pop
I ain't watching none of your shit, bro. I ain't watching none of your shit.
Well, it's like if you want me to really explain it to you, I can't just jump into something and just be like, I gotta.
And I'm gonna start now watching Lana from now on.
Okay, now
fucking waste
bring it
of
in with
time.
a nice bow. So there is some time that has to go into explaining what somebody's looking at.
Yep.
But that was I really enjoyed that. I enjoy diagrams. I enjoy breaking it all down and just logic. And Taylor's saying, hey guys, guess what?
So why won't you use logic, Lana? You say you like logic so much, but you don't use 10% of logic, Lana. Stop gaslighting us, dude.
I'm going to bring somebody in here that says, this was a staged crime scene. There was a cleanup. Okay. This did not happen in 2 minutes. And I talked to Scott Roeder when I had him on. He said, Lana, this was somebody that was cool, calm, and collected. You see, like, nobody's running around. The gravity drop. Look at this.
The killers knew they have total control of the house and the residents in it. The killers knew that they have total control of the residents and the residents in it. Because they were students of the University of Idaho. This shit make me sick, dude.
He's like, and I want to make some arguments that the person in the upstairs bedroom left-handed, or at least was using their left hand for some of those blows. And I was like, what? Like, I was like loving the information. I was like, because he's explaining it. This is what he does for a living. He learned from the best. He's very, very good at what he does. And he's like, trust me, he's not a Bryan Kohberger fan, but he can be. He's looking at evidence. He's going to tell you, hey, this is what this shows. He's not going to, oh, who's this case on for? Okay, now I'm just going to make shit up. No. But I was like, whoa. He's like, I was like, yeah, do you think this was done in 2 minutes? He's like, what?
Now, how long ago was it that y'all had that conversation?
Oh, God. It was right when they first released. So in August, probably in August.
I guarantee you that the same person, if you showed him the report, there's a report that is the pretest report where they go through and they list every one of the actual blood stains that the ISP originally marked. And then the ISPFS, when they went back a couple of days later, they took those blood stains and then they used the Meadow Black on some of it to find the rest of them. If you go through each one of the areas, they didn't test but maybe a fourth of the blood stains and actually get results on them. But they did test if they were positive for blood or not. The first floor stairway, there's 12 different blood samples there. On the stairway with the switchback stairs, there's 5.
What wall is on?
Have y'all realized that Lana Oriani have not posted not one comment from her community? Have y'all realized yet that Lana Oriani have not posted not one comment from her community? Because she don't give a fuck about what they talking about. They could be cooking Embree for what I care right now on her chat, and she's not posting not one good comment from her community at all. That's very telling. That tells me that she's very uncomfortable. That tells me that she know I'm watching. That tells me that chat room is telling her Jrod on Point is cooking the fuck out of you. She has not posted not one comment from her own community. She don't give a fuck about her community. She don't. And this is the proof right here.
What? So when you're walking up the stairs to go from the first floor to the second floor, what wall is on?
It's on the inside. They call it the south wall.
Gotcha.
Of the stairway between the first and second floor. They call it the south half wall.
Okay.
So there's stains on the south half wall. There's stains on top of it. There's stains on the other side. But where the stains are, it even tells you in the notes what step. Like it starts at the third step. And then it goes all the way up to the top steps. And it tells you exactly.
Thank you, Batman Bree. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, though. Thank you.
Exactly where the stains are and what type of blood stain it is. It's crazy because when you get to the switchback stairs, there's 5 different stains there, and I believe 4 of them were transfers, and there shouldn't be 4 transfer stains in the switchback stairs, even with contamination.
Wow, this shit crazy. Lana Oriani do not give a fuck about her community and what they talking about in chat. She only give a fuck about glazing Embree, having on her show, because she knows she's gonna get shitload of views and shit, right? But she have not gave a fuck about not one comment on her community. That tells you that Lana Oriani don't give a fuck about her subscribers at all. That's very telling. Pay attention.
They only tested 1 though, and that was Maddie's, and it was 100% Maddie. So it's crazy. I bet if you get a real crime scene specialist, not some jacko like me, and look at what's real now, I guarantee you they'll come with completely different conclusions than they previously had.
That's the only truth that Embree has said for the past year, that he's a fucking jackal, an idiot that don't know nothing. I'm so happy that he said that. He exposed himself. Embree exposed himself. Clip it, send it out.
Oh yeah, that's what I love about Rotor. I'll like lay it all out for him, and I'll just say like, tell me where I'm wrong. I'm not trying to be right about anything. I'm trying to understand this, but how I look at this evidence, even just logically, like we all went to science class, guys. We all participated in science class, right? And it's like when something doesn't make sense, I don't know. I was always raising my hand and being like, wait, what? Like, let's break this on down. And it's like, hey, so to me, some stuff maybe like, I just feel like it's common sense, but to other people, they're like, wait, no. And it's like, how, if this dude killed everybody and went out the slider, how in the world is there any blood anywhere on the stairwell in any capacity going? And that's all I would want to ask out Rotors. Reenact that to make it where what the movements of the person leaving out of Xana's room, because that's the only way that I could ever see this possible, leaving out of Xana's room to leave, how them flaying around would possibly recreate what we were seeing on the first in that stairwell.
And you'd have cross-contamination of their blood. I mean, you've got, like with Xana's blood, it's all Xana. There's nothing that has Xana mixed with anything. And it starts at the bar cart and goes back. She doesn't have anything past the bar cart. So, and it's all 100% Xana. No cross-contamination between her and Ethan either. So unless there's some magic report that they haven't released, which I know for a fact, that there's one report missing, and it's just kind of.
What number do you have that as? Is that the one that's the big?
Let's see.
They're trying. That's not. It's the one with what's her name?
Well, I don't know what's in it because it's just the whole report that's missing that they didn't release.
No, you don't know what's in it because you just don't give a fuck, bro.
It's in, let's see, I'll tell you exactly what number it would be. Dated January. It's report number. It goes from.
I totally agree with you about Embree. You could tell those content creators. Listen, this is coming from someone that he was supporting Lana all the way in this case, even though I was seeing Lana lacking of intelligence, lacking of like analytical content, because again, she's stuck on her beliefs and stuff. It don't matter what the documents is telling her. She don't want to be wrong. Like Lana don't want to be wrong. This is the problem. It's like Lana is one of those motherfuckers that when shit get exposed, after shit get exposed, the only thing that she gonna do is try to tell you, well, this is the reason why I wasn't thinking that way. That's all she gonna do. Oh, this is the only reason why I wasn't thinking that way. But why you wasn't thinking that way when everybody else was thinking that way, but you just didn't want to concede? You wanted to be the tip of the spear, but you ain't. The same the paparazzi. Same the Embree. They not the tip of the spear. They get the views, they get the subscribers, but they ain't telling you a fucking thing that it could help you to understand this case. They don't want to mention Jack Decor. They don't want to mention how fucked up Moscow PD didn't even investigate Jack Decor. They don't want to mention nothing Jack Decor related. They rather to blame anybody else but Jack Decor. After the documents already told you that Bryan Kohberger didn't do it, who the fuck you think it did it? If it wasn't Bryan Kohberger, who the fuck else you think it has the motive to kill Kiely besides Jack Decor? Who else wanted to kill Maddie because whatever Kiely was doing? Nobody wanna. All right, sometimes you got to victim blame a little bit, okay? Sometimes you got to victim blame a little bit. Because if you ask me, none of them would have died if it wasn't because Kiely was doing whatever the fuck she was doing. Kiely was the target all along. Maddie wouldn't die if she wouldn't be involved in the shit that Kiely was doing. Ethan and Santa would have died if they weren't keeping secrets for Kiely, which is the reason why Jack killed them. Because we can trust you. You knew this all along. You knew this all along. You keep it from me, knowing how much I love her. You dying tonight too. I don't like people that don't understand crimes. I don't like people that don't understand documents, that don't understand how to read between the lines. We're here in true crime not to talk about true crime. We're here in true crime to try to resolve the case. If you're here in true crime just to talk about it, I don't like you neither. Because if you're not here in true crime fighting crime, if you're not here in true crime talking the shit that you need to talk about to find a missing person, to find the killers, you shouldn't be involved in true crime. Because you're only here to talk about it. So when you're here to talk about it, you don't care about the victims. You don't care about the crime. You don't care about the missing person. You only care about talking about it. I rest my case.
Let's see, 38, 39.
Is it 42?
40, 41. Yeah, it's 42.
Okay, yeah. All right, that's the big one.
Yeah, thank you, Emmy. Lana and Embree, they are all proving me right. That's why I had to go live, because I knew they were about to say the type of shit that is going to prove me right about their characters, that is going to prove me right about their fucking agenda, that is going to prove me right about how idiots and how not smart and how fucking agenda-like they are. I knew they was about to prove me right. That's why I'm here. Shit. And I'm still live because y'all still here. I'm still live because y'all want me to talk about it. I'm live because y'all here and y'all want to hear me talking and saying my takes. That's why I'm still here. I'm torturing myself listening to these two hypocrites for you, because I care. I care for you. I care for the true crime community that is being played out, that is being lied to by legacy media and true crime content creators like Lana and Embree that do not give a fuck about the victims at all. You could hear the passion in my voice. Why? Because I have kids. Y'all know how beautiful are my kids. And if anything happened to them, I'm fucking going out with a bang. What are you talking about? I'm that one parent that if anything happened to my kids, I'm going out with a bang. And it'll be bang, bang to the boogie until I get the fucking killers myself. That's why I'm upset. That's why I don't respect true crime content creator like Lana and Embree. Lana is a fucking mother. Lana is a mother. And you think that she gave a fuck? She don't. Because if she did, she wouldn't be talking about a whole bunch of bullshit that she talk about. I'm a parent with my kids under my roof, under my supervision. And I swear to God, anything happened to my kids is gonna be bang, bang to the boogie until I get the killers. Do you get that? And it's not gonna be me. It's gonna be me and every single family member that he has all the last names that my family represent. On state police, local police, FBI, CIA, military, gonna be on you bitch ass until we get you. You understand that? That's why no one fuck with me. Because I got the power to go down if I have to. No one will hurt or touch my kids without me going on the bang bang. Do you understand that? That's why I'm upset. Because I can't believe how the Goncalves, the Chapins, and everybody else, including Kara, turned their backs on their kids. And Kara, if you're listening, you know I love you, girl. But even you turned your back on your daughter when you went to that sentencing hearing and say all that fucking bullshit you said. That was the day that I knew you was compromised, Kara. You know the other day that I knew you was compromised, Kara, when I invite you to my show and you just laugh about it. So you think that your daughter's death is a fucking joke. I'm happy when people expose themselves. It makes me happy. It makes my day when people expose themselves. So that way I don't have to expose them. They expose themselves.
So when Hitler just did his last release, did he make a comment on that one? Is that the one that he made the comment on?
Let's see.
Listen, I'm going to tell ya, Kara knew was the students. Okay? Me and Kara Norton, me and Kara had conversation. We had deep conversations for hours. Kara knew that it was the students who did it. Let's get that shit clear. Kara knew that the killers of her daughter was the students of the University of Idaho. And Kara told me on everything they were lying. But then soon as I talked to Brett Payne and I told personally over the phone to Brett Payne, and I told him this is what we discovered. Me and Kara, we discovered this and we need resolution. We discovered that Ethan and Sana were at the grub truck and Sana paid for the food. Where's the pay? Where's the Apple Pay receipt from Sana that he proved and showed that Sana was at the grub truck at the same time that Kiely and Maddie were at the grub truck, and no one is talking about this? I told Brett Payne, I know Kara's on the run, but she want to see you. She want to talk to you because she want to see. I told him, Kara identified her daughter and Ethan on the footage of the grub truck. I told Brett Payne myself. I had conversation with Brett Payne. Have you talked with Brett Payne yet? I want to talk to any content creator yet. Have any content creator had the opportunity to talk to Brett Payne himself? Have any content creator had the opportunity to talk to Captain Dillinger that is now the chief? I have. I spoke with him after my tip. And I told him about Santa at the grub truck with Ethan. What the fuck they did? They ignored that shit. What Brett Payne did, after I told him that Kara want to talk to him and she want to see the proof and the facts, because she know her daughter was at the grub truck, they lock her up. After they lock her up, they talk to her. And they force her to comply. You want to get out of jail? You want to get out of jail and get out of the jail card, Kara? You need to comply from now on, and you need to stop talking to Jrod on Point, because Jrod on Point is one of our tipsters. Jrod on Point knows the truth. Jrod on Point, what the fuck we doing? You need to stop talking to Jrod on Point or you be in trouble. And that's exactly what happened after Kara got out of lockup. We didn't spoke ever since. So you're going to tell me that I'm not the tip of the spear? I don't need the subscribers. Well, subscribe, please. Click like and subscribe. But I don't need the subscribers to be the tip of the spear. I'm the tip of the spear with what I'm speaking. We would have researched. We would have investigated myself, not no one else, myself. Of course, with the help of the team. Yes, I cannot forget them. But they don't even want no credit. If you ask me, I know my people. They do it for the love of justice. They don't do it for the clout. But I talked to Brett Payne personally, and I told him, Brett, we need Sana Coronado Apple Pay receipt from the grub truck. You gotta have it some way, my boy. And Kara wanna see it. And Kara wanna know. Kara, okay, wanna know, because she already identified her daughter. She just want the confirmation. She just want the confirmation that she recognized her daughter on the grub truck cam getting there with Peyton and Ethan and the other boy with the hoodie, with the jersey and the hat, and the other girl. Huh? They got there. They didn't even say hi to Kiely and Maddie. Ethan and Sana didn't even say. They walked by them like it was nobody there. That was fucking telling. We have spoke about this. But you're gonna tell me no one is talking about this shit? When I have Kara, the mom of Sana Coronado, confirming that that's her daughter and that's her boyfriend. I call Moscow PD to get a development about the information that Kara is providing. I talked to Brett Payne personally. He promised me, no, tell Kara to come in. Listen, if that's indeed what's going, we need to get to the bottom of that. What the fuck you did, Brett Payne? You lock her up. You didn't help the grub truck development. You lock her up. And then made her submit to get her out. You think I'm stupid? This is coming out one day.
Let's see.
No, Kara is doing great. She turned her life around. I totally respect and appreciate Kara for all the information she gave me and put me in the position to be so close in this case. I appreciate Kara. And I always would try to defend Kara as much as I can. But when Kara flipped the script and then now she don't want to talk about what she knows. Now she want to talk about what she been told to. Then that tells me that she was compromised. She got compromised by the state. The state forced her to play nice. Because the only one from all the parents that knew the students did it, it was Kara. And Kara was begging me for help to get to the bottom of this. And guess what? I told her, you got me. I got you. But then as soon as she got locked up, we lost Kara. But yeah, I'm so happy that Kara changed her life. I'm very happy that Kara is going to church and have a job and everything good with Kara. We commend her and really appreciate everything about Kara. But yeah, she compromised too.
Well, you know, the way he puts in here, it's almost a mission to have to go through and even figure out which one it is.
Yeah, we're good. We'll look. That can be later. Okay, so
There I am.
Jeremy Reagan. Okay, so then Mason.
If you ask me, Bat Mama Bree, Kara was asking questions. Kara was asking those questions that no one wanted to listen to, not even legacy media, because she wanted to talk about the grub truck. She wanted to talk about her seeing her daughter at the grub truck at the same time the victims are there. And Nancy Grace didn't want to talk about it. Banfield didn't want to talk about it. Cuomo didn't want to talk about it. They told her, no, we don't want to talk about that. And she told me herself, that they don't want her to talk about that. And she was like, why? When thanks to this content creator, Jrod on Point, I recognize my daughter in the grub truck. Oh no, but no, they don't want to talk about Jrod on Point or whatever Jrod on Point want, discover or realize. You know what I'm saying? You know how crazy would go my life? Actually, they would allow her to talk about this and say, like, listen, this is the true crime content creator, Jrod on Point, helping me. He recognized Ethan and Sana on the grub truck. I recognize my daughter at the grub truck. I recognize her man on the grub truck. I'm asking Moscow PD for the Apple Pay receipt of my daughter paying for that food, and they lock her up. But I think my life would have changed if they would have allowed Kara to discover my information. That shit would have launched me and put me in legacy media on some crazy shit. And the case would have got exposed. Long time ago. The case would have got exposed. How the fuck we have Ethan and Sana on the grub truck and not even Moscow PD's talking about it? Why? Because it would have thrown off the timeline. It would have thrown off their timeline. The only reason why they're hiding Ethan and Sana at the grub truck is because it will throw the timeline. Ethan and Sana got killed as soon as they got home. You understand that? Ethan and Sana left the grub truck by 2:10. By the time this scream started to happen, it was like 2:20 something. They literally starting to get killed as soon as Ethan and Sana got there. And it makes me feel that as soon as Ethan and Sana got there, then they started killing Kiely and Maddie. And then Ethan and Sana at the same time. Because he's proof that all four were killed at the same time. So guess what? The only way for that to happen, it'd be two killers on Maddie's room and two killers killing Ethan and Sana. Two killers would not be able to do it unless they would the only way that two killers would have got this shit done, it'll be if Maddie and Kiely would be already dead by the time Ethan and Sana got there. That's the only way. The only way for only two killers to be the killers of this case is that when Ethan and Sana got home from the grub truck, they got killed right away after Maddie and Kiely were already dead, because obviously Ethan and Sana seen the mess of blood probably on the hallway. They probably see the blood footsteps coming down the third floor. Or probably not even know that shit happened. Probably they just got killed and murdered as soon as they got to the house. That's if it was only two killers. But now, if we having four killers, two on the third floor, two on the second floor, that means that as soon as they heard the third floor getting killed and Ethan and Sana got worried, the killers, they was downstairs, probably when they see Ethan probably trying to intervene, that's when they got killed. Probably when Ethan stood up to try to see what's going on the third floor, it was two killers already down there that they knew and they trusted. And that's how they got killed. When the third floor started to get killed, the second floor started to get killed. That's the only way. Having four killers. Because if it was two, the only way it was that Kiely and Maddie were already dead by the time Ethan and Sana got there, and they needed to die because they couldn't trust them. They have the same tattoos that Kiely and Maddie. They had a bond. They had a secret between the secret. All four had the same tattoos. Met K. Maddie, Ethan, Sana, and Kiely. Maddie in front, Kiely in the back, protecting Ethan and Sana. Ethan and Sana was collateral damage. Even Bill Thompson said it. Oh, we don't think that Bryan Kohberger meant to kill Ethan and Sana. Of course, because y'all fucking knew that the only reason why Ethan and Sana died was because they were witnesses that they couldn't trust. They did not have the trust of the Greek life. They needed to die because they were witnesses and they were about to snitch on everyone. Because Kiely, Maddie, Ethan, and Sana were one package. They knew they couldn't trust Ethan and Sana to not say something. Because if they wouldn't say something right away, they would have say something at some point, and then shit would have got blown up out of proportion. That's the only reason why they needed to die. That's why Bill Thompson said that Bryan Kohberger didn't mean to kill him. Yeah, they did not meant to kill him because they were witnesses. They were collateral damage. They needed to die. They didn't have to die. They needed to die. Because they were about to snitch on Jack Decor and everybody else. People don't get that shit. Ethan and Sana was not supposed to die. But they did. Because they were there too soon. They were there. They got to the house at the wrong time. If Ethan and Sana would have gone somewhere else to their friend's house and they would have not witnessed, they would have still be alive at this day today, not knowing what happened to their friends. And that there is a fact. Enjoy it.
Who do you think was tossing around Mason's name?
So see, I don't know. That's where you're amazing, because when you get into all of the college students, that's where I've got.
Yeah, but I remember when all these people was talking about the drug deal going wrong and Gonzo and Gonzo drug dealings and shit like that. That's the same shit that Embree is talking about. That shit bullshit. That shit ain't going nowhere. Ain't no one believing that shit. Ain't no listen. If Steve Goncalves was running drugs and shit like that, listen, they would have a better fall guy. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is why I'm telling you. If Jay and Bree, all this shit that he talking about drug deal going wrong and area nation and shit like that, listen, that would be a better excuse to grab a no one drug dealer and lock him up for this shit. It would be way easier if this was any drug deal going wrong, because then they would have pick and choose one of the fucking alleged drug dealers and get him the fuck out of commission. But none of that shit was a fact. None of that shit was even relevant in the case. That's why they had to go and get someone that they already chosen long time ago. Oh, if anything happened around here, you know who we gonna blame already, right? Oh yeah, we good. He's not even from here. Nobody give a fuck about him. That's Bryan Kohberger.
I read their reports and I go, there's nothing there. And I may be overlooking stuff by doing that, but that's where
listen, you're not just overlooking, Embree. You hiding the truth. You really don't give a fuck about this shit. You just wanted attention and work for whoever you work for, because you said it. You was not on YouTube. You wasn't watching YouTube. You didn't care about YouTube until Bryan Kohberger got arrested and someone told you, hey, I need your help. That's why you were playing.
Not near as detailed on the students.
Okay, so we'll come back to Mason here. Now, were you kind of shocked when you saw Kayla's brother, right?
The only way to stop this shit is unsubscribing from both of them. The only way they will get the message that we do not appreciate what you're doing, we do not appreciate in the way you hiding the truth in plain sight, is unsubscribing and canceling memberships. You start canceling memberships, you start unsubscribing from these people, they will get the message. They might change, but they might not. But this is the only way to fix that, is unsubscribing and canceling memberships so they get the fucking point.
Yeah, and that's the one.
Oh, and by the way, let me say it again. Let me repeat again. We have not seen one commentary, one message from no one of her community on the screen. Lana Oriani do not care about her community because she's not even posting not even good comments. So that tells me only that she's getting cooked on the chat.
It's on the witness list for the defense. And when I watched her interview and, you know, she was talking about how she had a close relationship with Quinn, I thought, well, dang, I bet Coy does as well then. But I was thinking he may be one of the ones that they were really diving into in Boise, but it was Chestnut. It's Chestnut.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, and that was what I was just going to say is, look at his name, nowhere Chestnut. But then
because it's a whole different investigation. It's a separate investigation.
And now it's Chestnut.
They have two separate investigations.
It was no two separate investigations, you fucking idiot. It was no investigation, you idiot. None. No investigation. Bryan Kohberger was chosen. That's it, dude. It was no investigation at all. They're going to keep talking about parallel investigation. Shut the fuck up. Would you parallel investigation or what? Oh, investigating the drug deals and da-da-da-da. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, ignorant is fucked up too. He's still talking parallel investigation. Are you serious? It was no investigation, you dickhead. None.
Okay, so we'll talk about that now.
Okay. And that's why I wanted to get your opinion on is why would they do that? Because you got Barenberg, Showalter, Chestnut. They're all in the D2 non-homicide investigation, but it started on the same day as this investigation, and it's a separate forensic numbers. It's the lead detective's Talbot. It's not Blaker. And in the forensic reports, they're completely separate forensic reports. Like it starts at report 1 versus report 1 in the 8-4. What is it? 8-4, whatever the dang number is for the main case. That one's 8770. The other one's 4843. I got dyslexia now or something. 4843. The other one's 8770.
Has there been any FOIA requests on that?
Oh, they released them all in the forensic documents. They're at the end.
Okay.
You go all the way past the notes. It starts back over at 1, and that is Showalter, Barenberg, and Chestnut, where they're getting their prints and their buckle swabs. But it goes all the way back to the original date. Okay,
so is Chestnut the kid? Do you believe this could potentially be true? Is Chestnut the kid that Jack Showalter was with, who was texting and talking about his back being thrown out? That's the kid, yeah. That's the one they had surveillance on in Boise. And because of the discrepancy, they said they were at McDonald's. And yes. Can you believe that's what they were getting hung up about? Like, it's like, you don't think that maybe they just, because then doesn't it come out that they took like a sober driver to go to McDonald's? So then they were looking for the wrong car. I don't know it. I know that their text and their statements and their video that they went and verified didn't add up. So
big shout out. We got Lucy Morningstar in the show. Big shout out. It hit different with Lucy Morningstar is in the show. We're being hopefully you play it back. We've been cooking here. We've been cooking. We've been exposing. We've been letting them expose themselves. Hey, listen, we've been having a good time. Happy New Year for you, Lucy Lou, and your whole family. Happy New Year's to Bob Embree, Amy Conway, Jane, and everybody that is in the chat right now. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's continue.
I also know that there's that one dang guy that keeps popping up, and he only pops up on certain reports and certain instances, and that's Ryan O'Neal. And Ryan
No, that shit bothers me though. That shit bothers me. Lana Oriani don't want to post not one comment from her community. Is he her own community cooking her on chat? Can someone go to the chat? Can someone go to Lana Oriani's chat and tell me if the chat is cooking her for having Jay and Breather? because she's not posting not even a good comment from her community since she started. It's like she don't give a fuck about whatever her own subscribers and members are talking about. This shit crazy. She really don't give a fuck about her community. What the fuck is this?
O'Neill, I pulled his whole background. All he's ever done is confidential informant handler. That's all he does.
Yes, and he was the one that decided to say that so-and-so was not credible, right?
Yeah.
The kid that was talking about, you know, broken.
He's the one that's leading Connor Chestnut and Showalter's investigation.
Oh shit, Lana was getting evicted. Hopefully she paid her bill though. Sorry to hear that. I don't know if that's true. But Batman Bree said that Lana was getting evicted. Well, you see, hopefully she got enough members and making enough money from YouTube to pay her bills, because it's sad, you know, it's sad when people lose their home because they don't pay their bills. But you see, it's weird that how can she be getting evicted when she gets so much money from YouTube? I don't know. Bad habits? I don't know. Let me shut the fuck up. Let's continue.
In Boise, he gets their fingerprints, and then when they try to do the match originally, they say that the fingerprints that he got from them was insufficient.
Yep.
So that's when you get into the L5 and L6. It's kind of a weird deal.
So Cortez and that group is the ones that were following Chestnut, the Idaho State Police, and I think it was District, is it 3 or is it 6 for over there? Anyways, it was like a group.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. I remember that about Mama Bree. I remember the Lana was saying that Kohberger was guilty and this and that and all these other shit. And again, after all documents, and she realized he was no investigation on Jack Decor and all these kids and all this shit. Like, even though after all the documents tell her that everything that she was told to was a lie and shit, like, she still don't want to concede. She don't want to be like, yeah, I was wrong the whole time. It might be something wrong here that we need to dig into. She don't care about that shit. She really don't give a fuck. Because if she did, she wouldn't be talking to none of these nonsense.
But like 6-7 dudes. And I'm like, what are they doing?
Well, but they're being led in that though by O'Neill. O'Neill, he's orchestrating it. You can see because he keeps popping up on their documents and he's doing the physical stuff.
So my thought on this is that that would be like the drug angle with that.
Thank you, Jane. I appreciate you. Jane said, Jrod, you're a fighter. I'll give you that. You won't give up. LOL. Jesus. Is only you that keep me fighting, Jrod. No, I appreciate you, Jane. I will fight even if I don't have no subscribers. I would still fighting. But I gotta say that having Jane and Amy since day one supporting me and keeping me company on the chat, and I gotta say between you and Amy Conway, Jane, it being the pillars of my motivation to still be here. But then now that we got Lucy and we got many other moderators and we got more people pouring into the chat and having conversations with y'all, it motivates me more. It motivates me seeing Lucy on the chat. It motivates me seeing Mama Bree. It motivates every time I see new faces in the chat talking the good shit. It motivates me. So yeah, I gotta say I will keep fighting until my end of days. Thank you, Jane. I appreciate you. Thank you, Amy Conway, Lucy Lou, and Mama Bree. I appreciate you for being here with us today. Thank you so much.
That's my thought.
Yeah, I think they were trying to tie them to Quinn. There's no doubt, because when you go from their suspect list and after they get their buccal swabs and their fingerprints, all of a sudden there's 2 suspects, 2 witnesses, and now it turns into 4 witnesses. So it looks to me like maybe some cooperating witnesses, possibly. Maybe they told something.
Okay. All right, so then let's go into a little bit. Then we're going to back up with Dylan and Bethany. All right. How important is it? I think this is huge. Like, hands down, this would be the most important thing that I would be driving home to the jury. It was never Dylan that called Bethany. It was Bethany that calls Dylan. And so therefore this whole Dylan seeing everything and then calling everybody like that narrative has to go out the window. If Bethany calls Dylan and alerts her, like, because Bethany's like, hey, did you just hear that? Or, hey, what is that Murphy barking? What's this dog that keeps barking? Because it's Bethany calling.
And you know, other thing about Mama Bree, you know what other thing? Moscow PD and no one, and Lucy Morningstar, please listen to this. No one want to talk about the blood that it was at the steps, at the side steps of the house. Yes, it was blood pouring down the foundation. I get that. But it was blood on the steps, away from the blood that it was coming out the house. It was blood on the steps. I repeat, it was blood on the steps, on the side steps of the house, right by where the blood was coming out through the foundation. It was blood on those steps. I saw the pictures. I saw the pictures of the blood away from the foundation. I saw the pictures of the blood on the side steps away from the blood that it was coming out of the foundation, that did not have nothing to do with the blood that it was coming out of the foundation. It was blood on the steps. Whose blood was that? I bet that it was the same blood that whatever blood was on the gloves. But no one want to talk about the blood, the blood, pouring blood that it was on the steps. Thick drops of blood on the steps, far away from the foundation. Blood that did not have nothing to do with Ethan and Santa. Why no one is talking about that blood? Where's the results of that blood on the side steps? Can someone do that homework? Because I already did. Let's continue.
Calling Dylan. And they talk for 26 seconds. Then we have like a minute and a half where Dylan does her little, texting and calling people, and then calls Bethany back, and they have a 46-second conversation. So how do you think Ann Taylor was going to go about explaining? We know what the state was claiming. What was going to be Ann Taylor's way of either keeping keeping.
Thank you, Bob Mama Bree. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bob Mama, I only respect people that tell the truth like you, Jrod. You see, I totally understand what conspiracy theories is. Conspiracy is a criminal charge that people need to understand. Conspiracy is a criminal charge. I totally understand what conspiracy theories are all about. They were calling me a conspiracy theorist in the Kiely Rodni case, and I proved everybody wrong. They were calling me a conspiracy theorist in the beginning of the Idaho 4, discovering everything that I discovered, and I was bringing it to ya, even though legacy media was talking about the whole opposite. Content creators talking about the opposite. No one was talking about what Jrod on Point was talking about. You know why? Because he was the motherfucking truth. And then the same people that said that they are actually searching and looking for the truth is the same people that don't want to tell you the truth. It's all alleged at the end of the day, right? But when documents and everything we have witnessed about this case, if you actually have paid attention, it will tell you that everything that I was telling you was the truth. And at this day today, I'm very happy with the results of my content. I'm very happy. It don't matter who been talking shit about me. It don't matter whatever has ignored my content. But guess what? One day, people go back to my content and they actually gonna start listening to my content as soon as they realize that what I was telling you was the truth. I investigated this case. I told Moscow PD 2 weeks after the murder who did it, why they did it, and how they did it. I told Moscow PD. Why? Because I knew they were about to skip him. And I give him names, and I give him timelines, and I give him reasons. I give him the grub truck Ethan and Sana timeline for them to find out what time they really got home. They know at what time Ethan and Sana got home. They know where Ethan and Sana was, but they hide in the timeline. I've been called a conspiracy theorist. I've been called that, but I've been called conspiracy theorist from the people that doesn't not give a fuck or care or investigate these cases. That's why I don't care when I get called conspiracy theorists. Because at the end of the day, I'm making sure that everything and anything I tell you in this show will, for sure, 100% come back full circle. You know why? Because when I'm wrong, and I know how to admit myself. I'm a grown-ass man. If I'm wrong on something, I'm willing to tell you I was wrong. But until that day comes, I will still be right. Let's continue.
The crime at that time, or was she going to move it up or down?
Oh yeah. Cy knows. Listen, Cy Ray's been locked up Lucy's Morningstar basement for the past 3 years. She don't want to let him go. She was like, "Oh no, you stay right here, okay? I tell you, wife, I'm taking care of you, all right." But I'm gonna tell you, Cy Ray knows that he was not Bryan Kohberger, and if Cy Ray's analyzed the metadata from the cell phones of Jack, Decor, and everybody else, oh, he'll tell you that was Jack. That was Jack. I don't know what to tell you. That was Jack. Cy Ray will tell you was Jack.
Well, I believe she was definitely going to try to move it up. Not up, like earlier. She was going to try to move it to 4:30 and beyond the 45 minutes the dog was barking. In my humble opinion.
Yes, I agree.
That was going to be their strategy. So I don't know how they were going to attack that particular point with Dylan and Bethany, other than the fact that I believe if you line up, I think they were, because the grand jury testimony shows that Bethany said that she heard something and made the call, and that was the first call, or that's what they testified to anyways. And Dylan testified that she called back and then said she heard the guy in the mask.
I totally agree with you about my Bree. Ethan was not sleeping. Like Dylan told everyone that everyone was in the living room dancing. Dylan told the cops. Dylan told the cops everybody was. When she say everybody, she's including everybody. She including Ethan, Sana, everybody. Kiely, Maddie. They were all in the living room dancing, right? And then Kiely go upstairs. And she run downstairs, and what happened? All that story was made up. But we definitely know that they were not slipping. They were telling you halfway a lie, halfway a truth. You needed to read it right down the middle for you to get your answer. They were lying since day one about this on everything. Telling you halfway percent, 50% lie, 50% truth. You're gonna have to try to find out the secret. You need to debunk it yourself.
If you dive in really close, because they did the test with the door shut and the trunk.
Yep.
If you crank up the audio at 1112, you hear the trunk and the door shut at 418. She doesn't make the call. I think this will
totally agree with you, Jane. I believe Ethan was a fighter. That's why one person didn't do this shit. They knew that to handle Ethan, they needed two persons. If you ask me, Ethan and Sana were fighters. If you ask me, Ethan, like, listen, Kara told me very clear. Sana didn't have no problem knocking a boy out. I'm going to tell you right now, right? God bless her soul. Kara told me herself, Sana didn't have no problem fighting boys. So I knew she would defend herself. You know what I'm saying? When the mother tell you this type of shit, you know Ethan would have fought. You know Sana would have fought. If Dylan and Bethany were real friends of them, they would have fought too. It would have been more death in that house if Dylan and Bethany would have cowered up. And after they knew the shit was happening, they went to their rooms and locked themselves in the room. They knew what's happening and who did it. Dylan knew, Bethany knew, they knew the killers. They knew what they were doing. They knew why they were doing it. This is sick. This is diabolical. And yeah, I remember. I'm gonna get to that comment, Lucy. I'm gonna get to that comment because yeah, Lucy said, remember, Christy said it's not like they were having a party and someone came in and tore the place up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then also, Steve Goncalves said that no one will make him believe that a random total stranger drove by. And this is way before Bryan Kohberger even was mentioned. This is way before the white Elantra was mentioned. Steve Goncalves said that no one is going to tell him that a random person drove by, went in, and killed him. Because he said it very clear that whoever killed his daughter, they knew her. This is the words of Steve Goncalves. Please, let's have some common sense. Thank you, Lucy Morningstar. I appreciate you so much. You're the best of the best.
Would have been Ann Taylor's move. She doesn't make the call to Dylan to say that she heard something until 4:19. Mm-hmm. Dylan doesn't make the call back to Bethany to say that she's seen a man in the mask till 4:20 and 20 seconds. Mm-hmm. They've already heard the trunk and the door shut in the white car. Never does it again. Then the white car.
Yeah, talking about Jeff H, Lucy, like he had like 3 to 4 different accounts, and that's weird to me. The Jeff H, knowing that we don't want to talk to him, we don't welcome him, we don't want nothing to, we don't have nothing to talk about with Jeff H, and this fucking psycho keep making accounts to come and talk to us. Jeff H, we don't want you here, dog. We don't want to talk to you. But then you keep making accounts to keep coming to the chat to talk to me about what? You're not welcome, bro. You're a fucking psycho. You crazy, bro. How the fuck, if you are a man, this is some girl shit. This is why we don't believe that Jeff H is a man. I think Jeff H had to be a woman or something, because he act like a fucking woman. He get blocked. He's not welcome, but he keep making accounts. He keep making accounts over and over to come here and talk to me about what, when we don't want to talk to you, bro. You're a fucking psycho narrative pusher. And when people don't welcome you, when people don't want to talk to you, you criticize them for what? We just don't want to talk to you. I'm free. I'm in the free United States. If I don't want to talk to you, I'll block you. If it gets to the point that I know that I cannot have a common sense conversation with you, I'm blocking you. If you come here to troll and that troll is not welcome, you getting blocked. I don't care who you are. You know how many moderators I have blocked here? As Amy Conway and Jane. Because these people, they try to pass by friends, try to pass by as friends, they infiltrate, and then whenever I say something that they don't like, they pop up and say something stupid. That's exactly when you get blocked. I don't give a fuck who you is, and if you have a wrench right by your name, do not give a fuck. By the time I decide that I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you. Leave me the fuck alone. That's it. I don't like. You don't matter in my life. You don't matter in my content. You don't matter in my conversations. I want people here like Lucy, Amy, Jane, Bad Mama Bree, Kay Flynn, Cindy, Kathy from the Indie Zone. People that comes to the chat and have real conversation, real humanistic conversation that we could all relate to. That's why you don't see that many people on my chat. You know why? Because it's not that many people in YouTube that want to have real conversations and be real people. They think that everything is a fucking troll. That's why you don't see Jeff H here. That fucking idiot, fucking crazy. He think Bryan Kohberger is guilty. Nobody gonna convince me otherwise. So guess what? I don't have no reason to talk to you. In the same way, I don't have no reason to talk to Speak Van Holding no more. By the way, Speak Van Holding, you still owe me $100 and you fucking channel. Why? Because after all the documents came out, I proved myself right. Even when Bryan Kohberger said that he was guilty, I was proving myself right. Because we knew he was not guilty. Documents started coming out. And it's nothing that linked Bryan Kohberger to this shit. So yeah, by the way, I don't see you putting content on your channel neither. I'm glad and very happy that you're embarrassed of yourself. I get that. It's okay. Stay the fuck where you at. But you still owe me $100 on your channel. Son of a bitch.
Takes off. I think Aunt Taylor was going to say that she seen the guy in the mask. He was in the house. That car was already gone. The crime took place for the next 30 minutes.
Exactly.
No, I appreciate about my Bree. It's better quality than quantity. I'd rather to see the chat how it's moving right now with real people, real conversations, real feelings, and have the people that I have right now in the chat. They're seeing the chat going crazy. Turkey, it's a turkey shoot, and no one is saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want people that want to talk to me. Listen, I even told my moderators, and listen, Jane, you have no idea how tough Jane is with me. When Jane don't like something, Jane tells you, Jrod, I don't like this shit. And she's not nice about it neither. She fucking will tell you straight up, like when she don't like something, yo, Jrod, I don't like in the way you said, or I don't like this. She will fucking tell you. Amy the same way. Amy will tell me whenever she thinks that I'm wrong and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I do listen to y'all. It's a reason why y'all here. It's a reason why I'm here. I'm listening to y'all. But at the end of the day, I will take my own conclusions and I will do what I need to do for my show. I appreciate Amy. I appreciate Jane. I appreciate all the moderators. All of them. Even the subscribers. I appreciate you. But I'm not going to change for you. I'm not. I'm going to be the same Jrod on point that is being here since the Kiely Rodni case. And I just hope that I get appreciated for who I am and how I am. And not appreciated for how I could make you feel or appreciated for what I'm saying that is not on point. My name is Jrod on point. I'm forced by my name. By my name. I'm forced to be on point. I'm forced. It's mandatory. Let's continue.
And originally it was, I thought she was going to move it up until more documents started coming out. I'm like, oh my God, she's totally going to move this down because
I will say again, Lana, where's the comments from your community? Where is the comments from your community? Why are you ignoring your community for paparazzi? Why? Because you getting cook in the chat? Is your community cooking you, Lana? Why you don't post not one comment of your people appreciating having paparazzi on your show? What is it? What's going on? You hate your people? You only have them then for a financial income? But you really don't like your own subscribers? You don't like your members? You don't even post comments of your members. You not even say hi or thank you for the donations. If you're getting any, which I don't see them. And I don't know if you're getting donations, but you probably are. And you're ignoring everyone for Embree. What? Yeah, Amy, it's no respect, Amy. She don't have no respect for her own community at all.
Your golden ticket, in my opinion, is, and I don't believe that it's Murphy barking. I believe that it's the Simon Gettys of the world over there with, I want to hear more about Matt Moyer.
Listen, Murphy, fucking idiot. Murphy was barking way after they were already dead, Lana. You know when Murphy was barking? When Murphy was not attended. You know why Murphy was not barking? Because Murphy was with someone attending him. Murphy started barking when he got locked up in the room because they know he don't like to be by himself. How do I know this? Jrod, how you know this, Jrod? Do your fucking homework. Murphy started barking when they lock him in the room by himself while they cleaning. That's when Murphy was barking when they were cleaning the house because he was no one. They could have stayed with Murphy. So they lock him in the room while they cleaning the fucking house. That's when Murphy's barking. When Murphy by himself barking at the door while everybody else is cleaning the fucking house. You know what Murphy started barking? Because as soon as he started, you know, when he stopped barking, it was because someone, it was attending him. That's why he stopped barking. After they were done cleaning, now they attending him to quiet him down. That was the only reason why Murphy was barking, because he was by himself inside of the room while everybody else was cleaning the fucking house and the mess. Oh my God.
And Tyler Moyer and Ann Taylor put Simon Getty and Tyler on the witness list. And I'm like, holy shit.
But I think Ann Taylor would have probably wanted that to be Murphy with that argument, though. She wants Murphy barking.
Yeah. Jen, that's so true. We love Kara. If it wasn't for Kara, we wouldn't know that Ethan and Sana were at the grub truck. And that's a fact. Because, yeah, it looked like her. She got her same hair. She even had the hoodie that she had on her TikToks. Do you understand me? Because I do my homework. I study people. So then when I see Sana at the grub truck with the hoodie that she had on that TikTok, with her long hair, her, God bless her soul, with her big old nose, I knew it was her. And then when Kara commented right on that same live stream that I'm saying that I'm showing proof that I was Sana at the grub truck, Kara commented, Jrod, I need help. This is my daughter. And then she proceeded to email me her phone number and stuff. But Kara recognized her daughter at the grub truck. That's why I did everything, all the fucking phone calls that I did to Brett Payne, Captain Dillinger, and all this other shit, talking about it. Because Kara needed results. Kara needed answers about how come that y'all not talking about Sana being on the grub truck when I'm seeing her with my own eyes. That's a problem. And we recognize the only reason of hiding Ethan and Sana, it was for the same timeline. They hide in the timeline. The screams started to happen soon as Ethan and Sana got home. I repeat, Ethan and Sana left the grub truck by 2:10 on a dotted line. When everybody was saying that Kiely and Maddie was at the house at 1:45, I already knew that Kiely and Maddie left the grub truck by 1:50, 1:55. Give and take. This shit bother me knowing what I know. It does bother me and it irks me. It hurts me every day. The pain is unbearable. But guess what? I still don't give a fuck. Because if this shit would have happened to my kids, I would be flipping the whole town. That's the energy that I got. This is why I'm still here. This is why I carry this pain with me, knowing what I'm knowing about this case. You know why? You know why I put myself in this situation? Because you know why? I'm crafting my key to get to heaven. I admit that I have done wrong in life. I admit that I'm not perfect. I admit I have probably done wrong some people in my past. And get what? Guess what? Every day I'm crafting my key to get to heaven. That's why I'm carrying this pain now, to hopefully God take the pain away from me one day. This is why I carry this pain. This is why 2026 I'm gonna be nothing but stronger. This is why since 2022, when I started my channel, I carry the pain of Kiely Rodni. I carry the pain of the Idaho 4. And the only thing that I beg and I ask to my Lord Jesus Christ is, God, you take the pain away. Because I'm going to carry this pain for you. I'm going to carry this pain for me. I'm going to carry this pain for my kids. I'm going to carry this pain for my wife. And if anybody going to get crucified, God, it's going to be me. But I will not rest until the truth on the Kiely Rodni case and the Idaho 4 comes out. I'm not going to rest. I barely sleep. And when I do, it's with one eye open. I just hope that one day justice will come. That's it. I don't care about if I become a millionaire out of fucking YouTube. I don't care. Don't give a fuck about that. You know why I'm here? Because I have kids. And I want someone like Jrod point out here. If something happened to me or something happened to my kids, I want someone like Jrod point to help me. I just want someone like me will step up and be like, bro, I got you. We coming with you. Bro, we're going to find out what happened to those kids, and I got you. I just want more people like Jrod pointing YouTube true crime so I could be happy. So I know that people are going to say the right thing. So I know that people are going to tell the right thing. So I know that people are going to have the right feelings and the right stamina to speak and talk the shit that they need to talk about. It really fucks with me when people don't give a fuck. Jrod, why you here? Why you give a fuck? Because I have kids, bro. And I only want someone like me helping me if anything happened to me and my kids. That's it. That's why I'm here. So hopefully one day after I'm gone and I die, hopefully someone else become Jrod point.
Because the crime's taking place, because the car's already gone.
Well, I think there's multiple dogs.
Oh, I think there is too. But I think Ann Taylor would want. I mean,
yeah.
I think she would want it to be Murphy.
But why would the dogs at 1260 Valenta be barking unless somebody's coming back into that area?
Well, I believe they were going to argue that the crime was taking place in the house during that time, though. And that's why Murphy was barking, because the state was going to allege Murphy barking was the crime. So they were going to just use the state's argument, Murphy's barking's the crime. Well, Murphy doesn't stop barking for 30, 45 minutes. So there's the time of your crime. And whether or not, Zan and Ethan got home at what time was probably going to be in there too.
How do you think she was going to then handle, remember when she was arguing and she was talking about, Your Honor, we have the dog, somebody.
By the time the dog started barking, they were already dead. Shut the fuck up, Lana.
Basically brings the dog inside, was what she was like. Human hands basically dealt with the dog. And Hitler's over here saying, well, no, the sliding door is open. So the dog left out that way and just came right back in that way. Like, that's how that happened. And it's just like, what? Okay.
I don't know if she had something up her sleeve or not, but she obviously knew that the dog didn't walk in there and not get any blood on him. And he's laying on the bed.
Right.
Of course, like the picture that I see of Murphy from the crime scene photos,
listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Murphy was either with Dylan or Bethany. I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to get it out of my chest, okay? I'm not going to tell you. Murphy was with Dylan and Bethany. Do you understand that? I want to be very, very fucking clear with what I'm saying. Murphy was with Dylan and Bethany. They had the dog to keep him quiet. The dog started barking when they locked him in Kiely's room for them to fucking clean the mess that they made. That's when Murphy started barking. Oh my God. Is people actually give a fuck about this case?
Jammed under a desk and he's got a freaking chair sitting on top of him so he can't get out. So, I mean, I don't know how he's laying on the bed all nice and nonchalant and then somebody shoves him under a desk and traps him in with an office chair.
Dang. Okay, what about, let's talk a little bit about the we gotta go here. The undercovers. Hands down, you filled out a report on 11/15 and you flat out, we can prove it's now a complete lie. There's no way that those undercovers made loops around Linda Lane like they claim that they did that night. It's 1000% impossible unless you want to say that Linda Lane is from a different night, that camera footage is not from that night.
Let me ask you this, Lana. If you're Tisdale, this is 2 days later, because he writes the report on November 15th. What possible reason could you possibly contemplate for you to write in a report exactly what he had wrote in that report and then turn it in as what he did? Is there any possible reason that somebody would be that stupid to make that up and lie about that and put them as suspect vehicle?
So there's a couple things. First thing is I want to know whoever asked Tisdale to write a report. He had nothing to do with this case. If you would be looking at it like he has nothing to do. So who asked him to write a report in the first place? Somebody would have had to ask him, hey, I want you to write up a report, what you were doing with your detail. You know what I mean? That tells me that there's intel, there's knowledge. Oh my God, that's where you guys were, or what our plan was that night and what we were actually doing to catch, I think they were doing controlled buys, just like they do over at WSU. They're running controlled buys. So
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think everybody in that town knows Rosie and Tisdale. I don't think. No,
not them. No, they weren't doing the controlled buys.
Oh, you think they were overseeing controlled buys?
Yes,
okay.
They were. They were overseeing the controlled buys with their little CI people, because that's some stuff that I talked with Dave about.
I was gonna say, other than Molly, I don't think they'd ever be able to sell anything or buy anything.
Yeah.
Hey, Embree, where's the CI? Where's the human CI that you said they got Kohberger identified? Where's the human CI that you was saying that got Bryan Kohberger identified? You dumb son of a bitch. Where the fuck is it? Where? You still have not conceded and be like, yeah, they did not have a human CI to actually pinpoint Bryan Kohberger. You know you fucked up, do you? You know you fucked up, but you don't want to concede, huh? You piece of shit.
No, I think that it was they had people doing with the college, with the frat.
Yep.
And that's what I talked to Dave about. And but it would be like, so they're overseeing it, right? And I'm over here like, okay, well, somebody told them to write up a report.
Yeah, let me put this up. Those in recovery knows Pop is having little withdrawals. He can't wait to get out of the live stream.
And maybe it could have even been Tisdale and Rosie saying, hey, so-and-so saw us, or these people, if they're going to be saying X, Y, and Z, I mean, let's get in front of something here before. Why would you write a report? How about this? If I'm going to write a report, why would I ever lie about actually what I did? On the 15th, they knew what existed.
In so much detail, you lied. You're not just lying. You're lying in, detail like, hey, look, I drove up here, made a right, went over here, made a right. I mean, and I did it multiple times, did it the same way each time. You're not just lying. You're lying on another level, and you're lying a lie that will benefit nobody ever in any way.
And so what makes sense to me in a way is that if they thought, hey, we need to have, it's like they knew about the path of travel with the suspect vehicle at first. And so we need to have somebody claiming that, because if we're going to go after someone like a Jack D or a Jack Showalter, we're going to need to have an answer for what that car is doing. And so it's almost like they made themselves that and then realized, fuck, now we're going to go this route. And I think that's what Ann Taylor was going to argue and say, is that you made yourself that car so early on in the case, and that's how much you were going after or going to be pinning this on somebody else until then.
I want to say, with all due respect, when they put the white Elantra on the hemisphere of this case, that was when they decided to go after Bryan Kohberger and ignore Jack Decor. What the fuck Lana and Embree are talking about? when the white Helantra was put in the news and all this other shit, that was a little bit later after I given the information of Jack Nicole. That was a little bit later after they already killed Kopaka to try to use Kopaka against Kohberger, and Kopaka knew what they wanted to do. That's why Kopaka died. Because Kopaka didn't want to cooperate with the shit the Pullman and Moscow PD was pulling. He knew it was no one inside of that apartment but him. They didn't have no reason to kill this man. He just didn't want to cooperate it. And Moscow PD was like, okay, he don't want to cooperate it. Smoke him. Get him the fuck out the way. Because we can't use him. We can't use him. We will kill him. And that's all what happened with Brett Kopaka. Rest in peace, his soul. He didn't want to cooperate. He did not want to cooperate it to pinpoint Kohberger and be, yeah, Kohberger did it. He didn't want to get involved in all of that shit because they wanted to use Kopaka to have something more solid against Kohberger, and Kopaka didn't cooperate it and he died. Actually, he got killed by them. And they got away with that murder too. Committing more crimes to conceal a crime. Committing more crimes to conceal a crime. By the time the white Helantra came up and popped up, Kopaka was dead already. If you ask me, because they needed something. Not just to hide their guilt, but something to go after. Bryan Kohberger was chosen not through no investigative technique. He was pulled out the hat. And this is the person that we're gonna go after. So we are going to fabricate a case against this man because we already got a name, and it's easy for us to do this because we got the power to do so. We got what we got. We got the prosecutor office on our behalf. We got the court on our behalf. We could do whatever the fuck we want. Y'all don't get that. When the white Helantra pop up, it was because they already decided that they were going after Bryan Kohberger. That's it. The killers didn't need no car to get this shit done. They only needed to walk around the fence. Fucking stupid.
And the person of the pinning changed. That's what it looks like to me. And then you're almost screwing yourself, because I think that's why Ann Taylor was going to argue and say that you knew that a white car was over there at the Indian Hills area because y'all were there.
One thing that I always try to do is just try to keep everything as close to reality as I can. And I try to take all of everything and try to make it make the most sense from every perspective. And that's why I tried for so long to say, okay, well, this body cam freaking time at the Banfield stops off. But it's not. It verifies up now that we got the other footage, so it's right.
Yeah.
But in my mind, everything he says, there's no reason for them to lie like that. In the last statement that he makes of him driving through and seeing the car, it just corroborates too perfectly with Molly's statement of where she parked, what time she parked, and when he drove through there. I mean, I'm bending reality and I'm being stupid for thinking this way, but there is no way I can get my mind off of Rosie and Tisdale, or at least Tisdale, is the 356 car.
1,000. Well, yeah, and yes, but even more so though. It's like, when you're gonna go ahead and say like, I would remember what I did 2 days ago. Okay, I would know. Okay, what type of loot? Yeah, this is what we did. Like, you would come on. That's your job. Okay, you're not in that line of work. And oh my God, wait, how do we do things that night? I mean, you have every resource available to go back and check and to see, and you would have been able to pinpoint when you damn made those loops that you're claiming. That we know you didn't do, but did you do them on foot? And were you wanting to say that you were driving, but
he can't though, because we've got Linda Lane and we've stared at that thing so long.
Oh, yeah,
nobody even walks through there, Lana. I mean, he couldn't claim it. Nobody, you could see when they walked through there. If he walked through, he'd be on camera. It just doesn't exist.
I just want to know who called the shot to say write that report, because I think that report blows.
And it's not like you wouldn't know what happened during the biggest crime your town ever had. Oh shit! That's when they had that big catastrophe atrocity. What was I doing then? I mean,
you know what though? I'm done listening to this bullshit. Y'all more than welcome to go by and check their live stream. I know Lana probably gonna try to strike this live stream. No, she probably gonna try to strike it, because I don't have nothing nice to say about her. I don't have nothing nice to say about paparazzi. I don't have nothing nice to say about them. I'm very glad that she did this live stream so we could all witness how dumb they are and how they pulling everybody's tail. I really can't stand stupid. I can. I really don't. And we can always say DM, in my opinion, got Kiely back for Jack. Yeah, that's another thing. They all make Kiely feel comfortable to go back. They all lower her, like they made it look like it's nothing wrong, nothing going on, everything is okay. You could come by, you know what I'm saying? Like James said, it's horrible. Yeah, it is. It's super horrible, But Mama Bree said, "Yep, Steve G didn't kill Idaho. That's why I can't stand Jay and Bree and Lana. And they're responsible for all that misinfo." Yeah, them and their people, they were the same people. Like, I don't know if Lana was involved with that, but it's a lot of people that is on her chat room that is pushing that narrative. And it was a lot of people like sending me emails and shit like that about the same shit that we already exposed here. And the same shit that they were sending me was the same shit that they send Jay and Bree, the same shit that they send everybody else. Because when they send that shit to all the content creators, it was an email chain of multiple content creators in the same email chain. So I know everybody got this information, and some people ran with it, some people just didn't care, because they understood that was like something that it was not even a possibility due to the information that it was brought out by Moscow PD. Because again, they tell you 50-50 lies, 50-50 truth. The 50-50 truth, whatever is convenience out of the story. But in no moment we was about to have the University of Idaho or Moscow PD. If it was, and it's like I told people before. Hold on. It's like I told people before. Do you think that a regular drug dealer, do you think that a typical regular day-by-day drug dealer would be in contact with the students? The students get their drugs and whatever they party with through their home fraternities and sororities. They don't get their drugs from people outside of the university. Who the fuck told you that? Who told these people that in universities you're gonna get like people that is coming from outside the state, and not even the people that is from the state, that he goes to the University of Idaho? I'm gonna tell you right now, because I was in college at one point in my life, and that was back then. They used to tell us, do not mesh with the locals. Here, Mountain Union University, I'm gonna tell you right now, here where I'm at in Alliance, Ohio, we have Mountain Union University. Mountain Union University has 2 fraternities from the University of Idaho. Do you understand that? Here, where I'm at located, I'm right by the Greek Road. The line of work that I used to have, put me very, very so close to the university, to Mountain Union University. So yes, I'm well connected and I have a lot of good friends in Mountain Union University and Greek Road. I got very good friends on Greek Road. And that's the very friends that do not accept what the University of Idaho is doing. They don't condone that shit. They against what the Greek Road in Idaho is doing. The Greek Road here from Ohio, oh, they know what Idaho is doing. They know. It's people in the background talking. It's very important people in the background talking about this case. Very powerful people in Greek Road are actually talking about this case. Steve G. Jr., Stevie Goncalves Jr. had a hoodie. We are Mountain Union Raiders football team on CNN when he was with Steve Goncalves and his sister. The hoodie, the black hoodie that he have, that's our Mountain Union Raiders. What a coincidence, huh? The Steve G, Amy, Steve G Jr., the hoodie, just go back to that interview where it was Steve Goncalves, Steve Jr., and Olivia Goncalves. That was years ago. Steve Jr., the hoodie that he was wearing was my Raiders from right here where I'm at. So Stevie Goncalves is connected to my Mountain Union Raiders and my university, my Mountain Union University. Because our university has 2 fraternities. They are the same 2 fraternities from the University of Idaho. That's how Ohio and Idaho are connected. That's how Idaho and every single state in the United States of America are connected through their fraternities. Because they are all over the nation. 2 fraternities from the University of Idaho is the same 2 fraternities. 2 fraternities from the University of Idaho. I want you to do a little research. Go to Google and write which 2 fraternities Mountain Union College from Alliance, Ohio has in common with the University of Idaho. You get to see and witness the names of the fraternities, and then you tell me how you feel. Do you see now why I'm so close to this case? Do you see now how I know what I know? Do you see now? I'm closer to this case than what you think. I'm closer to this case than what you think. It's people from Greek life talking. I've been telling you since 2022. It's students from the University of Idaho. They are not there no longer since the killing happened. They are talking, but they are afraid to talk to authorities because they know in the same way the Idaho 4 got killed and got covered, in the same way it'll happen to them and they'll get covered. This is why no one wants to talk to authorities from Greek life, because they know they will get killed. It's nowhere around it. they betray the Greek life and they snitch, they'll get killed. There's no way around that. Big shout out to everyone that was watching. Thank you so much. Very so much appreciated. Thank you, Lucy Morningstar, for being here with us. Very so much appreciated. Thank you so much. Lucy love Lana. I don't know why you love Lana. Lucy, I'm wondering why you love Lana. Because there's no one that he could love Lana. No one. Not even her own girlfriend. In my opinion. Ain't no one liking or loving Lana. I'm going to tell you right now. The only people that like Lana, love Lana, is the people in her chat room because of whatever fucking reason. But I hope you don't love Lana for the Idaho 4 because she have not give you anything but gibberish and hiding the case in the same way Moscow PD did. I hope you love Lana for the right reasons, not for the wrong ones. But yeah. Yeah, it was nothing but lies. Let me see here. Only respect her file. Yeah, listen, like what good it does Lana reading the documents to you when she don't fucking understand the fucking thing for her to even say like, damn, this shit crazy. Like it wasn't nothing that what I thought. That's the bottom line. That's all what we expect from Lana. That after she said all the stupid shit that she was saying, soon as she see the document, she be like, oh shit. Like I think that we need to fix funerals around here. No, she don't care. She don't give a fuck. She will keep doing the same shit until the fucking case blow up on her face. And probably, let's say one day, Bryan Kohberger walks off. And then, let's say after 5 to 10 years, then now Jack Decor is locked up. But then after 5 or 10 years, who the fuck don't remember shit? To come and tell Lana, hi, Lana, all this shit that you will say, no, it wasn't Jack D, it wasn't Jack D, and why Jack D now getting locked up? Oh, she'll be like, oh, well, I thought that it was Jack D, but I can shut the fuck up. You're not gonna do no fucking damage control here. Fuck out of here. But yeah, I think we're gonna keep it here for tonight. For today, I'm gonna see ya tonight on the big channel. Please make sure everybody go to the big channel. We're gonna be celebrating the New Year's Eve. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Kiely Rodni case. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Idaho 4, and hopefully everybody's there so we could talk about it and have some fun, saying goodbye to the 2025 and welcoming the 2026 together as we do every year with the kids, because the kids want to say hi. So big shout out to Lucy Lou, big shout out to Jane, big shout out to Amy, big shout out to Batman Bree. Thank you so much, very so much appreciate it. I think we're gonna leave it here today. I know Lana gonna try to strike it, but go ahead, Lana, strike it, strike away, honey, strike away. If this channel go down, I'm still coming right back, bitch. Have a good day, everyone. Love ya.